Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Hearts of Stone. This is our Blades in the Dark game, and we're back. We're playing again. In what feels like it's been a month. I don't remember actually when our last session was. If it was 2 weeks ago, I don't know why it always. Our schedule's been rough right now. Thank you everyone out there who watches our shows for bearing with us while we've had cancellations and changes and things like that. Just holiday season is that way. Traveling and then the getting sick from traveling and then all that kind of stuff. So thank you for bearing with us. But we're here. We're going to be playing some Blades in the Dark today. Before we get into that, we're going to talk about what we've got going on the channel upcoming this week. I believe our next regularly scheduled live stream will be on Monday. It'll be the other game that I run, Red Jenny, the Dragon Age TTRPG. A lot of familiar faces there as well. And we play that game at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Mondays. So come hang out with us for that. I want to say y'all had almost finished up in a lot of like your prep. There's like a couple of jobs going around, a lot of moving parts, a lot of fun things going on in that, some mechanics that we've invented, and I want to say we're kind of reaching the like the climax of this chapter. So a lot of drama coming up, so join us for that. Otherwise, I think our schedule this week will be as it is listed below our faces. If you're watching us live on Twitch, you can see a full lineup of our shows, everything that we do throughout the week, the systems we play, when we play them, all that good stuff. So if something strikes your fancy, come join us for that game. I don't think I have any other major announcements for today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to my lovely players here to introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what they do on and off the channel, and who they're playing tonight, starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internets at Van But Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. I'm on Blue Sky, I am on Mastodon, but mostly I am shitposting in the GGK Discord and streaming live on Twitch several times a week when my body is not rebelling against me like it did this morning. Cold weather is not fun for all of us. But we're okay now. Yeah, I stream on Twitch on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup, where we're playing the Alien RPG, which we're excited to get back to in the next couple of weeks. It's very spooky and very fun. And then live on this channel several times a week, including Saturday mornings, running Dungeons & Dragons, and here, doing this. And speaking of this, tonight I am playing Glass, who is the Whisper.
And that's me. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid when I'm on them. I am here a couple nights a week, including tonight, where I am playing Salome. Salome is our spider.
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJ's282 on Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok. I am all over the place on the internet, and I normally re-skeet. That still doesn't sound right. Whenever I am live in places, that's like repost the thing for Blue Sky.
Is that what's? Hold on.
When you send
those words by me again,
It's
though.
re-skeet?
It's repost, but when you send a like post out on Blue Sky, it's a skeet.
No.
Spell it.
That's
SKEET.
That can't be what it's called.
What's the word
I
for when you
think-
make everything the same across all platforms? Like, we need to come up with a
standard,
language.
like a standardization.
Yeah, we need to standardize this
Yeah.
shit.
We have
Like,
one, it's
come
post.
on, guys.
RJ,
It's
I
post.
think someone's just set up like a very elaborate troll on you
did
just to
someone
get
set
you
up-
to say re-skeet on
Did
the
someone
internet.
set up a headlight fluid on me?
I think so.
I'm going two ways, which is obviously the easy, like my brain is going to the get low, obviously.
Mhm, mhm.
And then also reskeet for the B-skeet is the other phrase that came to mind.
April 27th, 2023, by The Verge on Blue Sky. They're called You Don't Post, You Skeet.
The people that made this have been on the internet before, right? They know things.
Know your meme, Skeet, Blue Sky slang. April 28th, 2023. Skeet is a slang term comprised of a portmanteau of sky and tweet used by users on Blue Sky.
Please finish your your introduction.
TechCrunch 2 days ago. What is Blue Sky? Hi. Indoor Adventures, the Hype Goblin, and here tonight I am playing Fume, and he's the leech. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
God, that just leaves me, doesn't it? Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, most related to D&D. I was about to say internet. This whole skeet thing has gotten me
Really thrown us
frazzled.
off.
It really has. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D, other TTRPGs, and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures channel. But today I'm going to be playing as Grackle, who is our hound, DanaeKeener.com.
Damn it.
DanaeKeener.com.
I unmuted just to say that and you beat me. Damn it.
This Arja's introduction here has derailed me and broken me almost as much as a specific question that was asked of me last night hanging out with our friends that I'm not going to repeat on this channel, but I will haunt my players with during the break. So just remind me about that later. Hi everyone, I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet, mostly just here now, playing and running games Thursdays through Mondays. I already talked about the 2 games that I run, this one and Red Journey on Mondays, and then I'm in all the stuff in between. That's basically it. Are y'all ready to get started? Cool. So, recapping what happened last time in Hearts of Stone. The obedient servants were in the midst of another job, specifically to claim some new turf within the within your home district of Silkshore. I'm gonna have to mute the chat because I've realized it's so loud in my ears. The job had entailed tracking a series of dead drops and covert drop networks that were being maintained by the Wraiths. You had successfully done so by introducing a invention or a package into the network, which contained an invention from Fume, which you'd be able to track from a short distance. You found the secret entrance to the Wraiths' hideout here in Silkshore in an old canal tunnel. However, upon investigating further, you found the beginnings of a scene of carnage within this tunnel. It appeared that someone or something had made it to the Wraiths before you had been able to, and you found the eviscerated body of one of the Wraiths that was working the barge that you were tracking, as well as the package that you had that Fume had created, which also contained a bomb. Shouldn't let that just sit out there either. As you crept into this subterranean hideout, you found further signs of bloodshed, eventually leading to a monstrous discovery that all of the Wraiths that had been posted here had been slaughtered, and the source of that slaughter was a weaponized hull, a mechanical construct,
A robot.
A robot. You found a robot that was here that had murdered everyone in this hideout. You tried to sneak up on it, got an ambush to ambush the creature so you'd be able to loot the area the best you could, and were very successful in doing so. Glass utilizing a lightning hook to stun the robot after they snuck up behind it, almost destroying the machination, the automaton, in one fell swoop. However, it lashed out, causing destruction, slashing at Glass and everyone else that it could get its mechanical hands on. There was gunshots, there was explosions, finally destroying the automaton and quickly looting what you came here for, a map that was stolen from by the Wraiths that laid out some Leviathan fishing spots for the upcoming season, as well as some correspondence that you identified as belonging to or having been written by, you know him, you love him, the Baron. The Before you were able to make your escape, you noticed Fume was trying to, I guess, you were trying to dismantle the automaton to gather what you could from it. You found within its construct some sort of explosive incendiary device, quickly making a run for it as the device ticked down, eventually exploding, detonating, destroying this hideout, singeing a few of you as Grackle had a miraculous, I think Grackle was carrying Fume and had a full Tom Cruise Mission Impossible like leap away from the explosion into the water to avoid getting hurt. It was epic. Well done all around. And battered and beaten, you were successful in your heist and retreated back to lick your wounds and plan and lay low for a little while. And we did our downtime activities. Everyone took some time to heal, to recover some stress. I don't remember, did we have anything? I don't remember if we had anything like particularly exciting with downtime. I think it was mostly stress and healing. Okay. If nobody else remember anything, just give it a second. I wanted to give it a second in case I was like, oh no, I forgot about this.
Did discover that weird colored heartstone?
Yes. Fume. Yeah. Somebody had to, I don't remember if it was Grackle or if it was Fume that took it out of the automaton. And Grackle, I think, tried to attune to it. And
essentially. Just trying to figure out who was in there.
And identified that someone from Grackle's past, this Heartstone had once belonged to them.
Right, because Glass was offering to help.
Yes. Yeah. And I think Glass, you did, and you saw a little bit of that too. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, Grackle just wouldn't let me take it.
Yeah.
Offer still on the table.
But lots more mysteries around Grackle's past, around this, all the pieces coming into place here. We have so much information that I can't keep track of who knows what and when and where and how. I'm trusting all of you to do that. So, but with downtime having been completed, we're entering free play right now. So I do want to turn it over to y'all just from the get-go of what does anybody have any pressing business that their character needs to attend to before your next job comes up, or before I do some other bullshit.
I think Salome would like to approach Glass.
I'm extremely approachable.
Oh, absolutely. Part of their charm. She'll bring the map.
Oh, right.
Glass, a moment.
Yes?
I'll be frank.
I thought you were Salome.
I've gone by many names from time to time.
I like Frank. It suits you.
I'll remember that. We can't sell it.
Why not?
We can't sell it. Brings too much heat.
Okay. Well, I don't suppose you're planning on gifting it to someone, so...
Heavens no.
Who can sell it?
How much do you trust your dear client, the Lord?
Let's go, Doc.
Yes.
Oh. I suppose it depends on the context. I trust him to know how to use a safe word. Which,
Is a start.
in that context, is quite a big amount of trust, I suppose.
Yes. Could you set up a meeting?
I don't see why not. Just have to pitch it to him.
I would rather like to pick his brain on a few things.
I don't see why he wouldn't agree to that. He's easily bored.
Well, I'm sure these matters would, be entertaining at the very least.
Right. I'll call upon him.
Thank you.
Of course. You're the boss.
See, that name I like.
I will do this thing.
Perfect. It's like y'all are reading my notes because a meeting with your patron was on my list for today.
Yay!
So now I don't have to come up with a reason for that to
I
happen.
love him.
So yeah, we can that you won't go through the logistics setting it up. It has been set up. We'll do that here in a bit.
Sweet.
Is there anything else anybody wanted to do?
I want to confirm with the good lady Salome if it's all right to move my current science project into the vault because Will's house is getting a little too hot.
Will this detrimentally affect the health or mildly the well-being of our current occupant?
Nothing well, maybe the night terrors might approach after seeing the ghastly experimentations that I've been doing. But I could use the other side of the vault, to be honest. Just cordon it off. My main concern is getting said equipment out of young William's house and to here. I was hoping to use the canals, if possible, and then the sewer system right underneath.
As long as you have a general idea of how to do so unseen. Request granted.
Taking a page out of the Wraith's book and using the gondolas.
I'll also remind y'all that you do have a playbook advancement that's specifically for this sort of thing that you took.
Yeah.
It was your first advancement that you took.
Sewers.
We do that.
It's for your secret passages, getting around the city.
But yes,
Yeah,
I will be away for a day or two while doing this endeavor.
All right. Send young William in to cover your bar shifts. You could use the extra money, I suppose.
Brilliant. Well, I shall be off. See you in a day or two. And we don't have to role play it out, but Fume updates Will on hey, we got to kind of move things because of the church.
Yeah, actually, this works perfectly for something that I had planned.
We're on the
Will,
wavelength today, huh?
I know y'all are just right here. I love it. You so you get Will to cover your shifts while you're in the process of gathering up boxing up everything that you had at Will's house. I think you had essentially been working out one of your 2 bedrooms. It was probably his sister's old room is
In
what
her
you were
room, yeah.
working out of as your kind of temporary workspace. And yeah, so you're back there boxing everything up, getting your equipment all sorted. What is which stage are we on for this? Because this is we have a frame now, I think, for this.
We are at Hull Step 3. That was the acquire a memento of the for the hull.
That was the thing that was the special thing that you had to get, and we decided that I just hand waved that, so you definitely have that.
Essentially, it's very on brand for Fume, but there is what looks like a casket, and the entire front plate is glass, and underneath you can see like bits and pieces of the hull as it's being like formed.
Yeah. Well, because you essentially have at this point because the first step is kind of like the skeleton of the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then the like actuators, the pieces that make things work. Like your I mean, this is it. It's very easy to tell what this is at this point. You're just a couple of steps away from like actually getting it and doing like the exterior work. Would be like your next step after you've finished with the soul vessel that goes inside of here. So you're pretty damn close. As you're alone here. Will has gone off to cover your shift for you over these couple of days, and as you are working, it's nighttime. You've mostly been keeping like cover of darkness to move stuff around. You're only working from like a hooded lantern, shades that are pulled closed so nobody realizes that there's somebody in here right now. That Will is gone.
Like extra blankets nailed into
Yeah.
the windows so that it covers more.
Yeah, you probably did that earlier on to hide your presence here when you were working. Um, you're kept company by the very muffled sounds from outside and some street traffic in Crow's Foot. The sound of like a pulled carriage being towed through the streets at certain points, and occasionally the sound of like shouting or conversation in the distance. The only really sound inside of Will's home here is a clock that is currently ticking, like an old grandfather clock, ticking out in the main living area. As you're boxing things up and pulling some items out, you've got fully dismantling your workstation here. You realize that it's very quiet suddenly, and you look over, and the clock has stopped.
So it's quiet inside the house, including like whatever noise was on the outside.
Yeah, you don't hear any noise coming in from the windows anymore.
Fume has essentially looked up from the work he was doing, reaches over and yanks like a cloth over half of the like receptacle that he's using to move the hull over, so it looks like just crates, and reaches for his cane, just like which is nearby.
As you reach for your cane, in this stillness, you hear a voice speaking from the darkened shadows of the kitchen, not currently illuminated enough by the lantern. I'm just gonna change the music a little. No, that's the combat music. I don't want that yet. And the voice, as you reach for the cane, says, "No need for alarm." And you realize as soon as it speaks, it's not speaking the common tongue, but you still understand it. It's speaking in a language that you've never heard before. And even though you don't understand the words, you understand the meaning.
Be thee friend or foe.
I choose not to simplify things in such mundane ways. Any person can be friend or foe under the right circumstances.
And what circumstances might I garner your favor? You seem to have caught me unprepared.
how about introductions first?
Well, the nomenclature that I prefer to pursue these days is Fume.
Oh, well, for simplicity then, I will refer to you as such, though I have been a fan of yours for much longer.
Ah, well, then let me discard the pomp and circumstance. Fume will lean heavily on the cane and stand up facing the darkened threshold towards the kitchen.
As you stand and look towards the kitchen, you see in the darkness, as your eyes adjust, you can vaguely make out a figure, a frame, human, but tall. Their head almost reaching the ceiling to the point where they have to stoop slightly. Uh, they take a step forward, and you hear a grinding of like metal as they move and step closer to the light. The first thing you catch is a reflection of a human shape, wrapped and adorned in black silks, black and gold and silver silks wrapped around their body. Their skin is a mottled gray. Their limbs, every part of them sort of exaggerated and longer than it should be. Fingers, forearms, legs, all sort of stretched outwards. But you catch that glint across their body as you see thousands upon thousands of spikes, rings, various pieces of metal that are jabbed and
It's a freaking
woven
Xenobite.
kind of into their skin. And as they step into the light, you can see their face is you can see a like from essentially the bottom of their nose up is a jagged piece of iron and steel that has exposed bits, and you can see clockwork, like golden and brass clockwork ornamentation inside that is just ticking slightly. But you can see like a human jaw and a mouth, and as they open to speak, inside you can see rows, like 3 or 4 rows of metal teeth within. And they step forward and give a very exaggerated bow. Again, this entity stands close to 10 feet tall, and sort of stoops down and bows towards you in a very exaggerated pose and says, "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You may call me Belphegor."
Fume returns the bow. Lord or Lady Belphegor, or I do not wish to assume.
It makes no difference to me.
Well, how may I be of assistance to you this day?
As I said, I am an admirer of your work. I've been keeping a close eye on your progress as of late. I wished to meet the genius behind these inventions and offer something of a token.
And I assume that you will not reveal either or the wheel or woe of said token.
Oh, I see it as being very beneficial to your endeavors. Here. And they reach to the they reach like behind them, and you hear like a rustling, almost like a like reach into a pouch like in their robe, like beneath the silk ornamentation they wear, and you can hear like a clanging of metal, and so like a bag full of pennies and gears as they're reaching around for something, and then pull out a scroll of like a binding of parchment, like multiple pages that have been like bound together to form a scroll, that they then extend forward to you in their very long hands, like basically be able to reach across the room out of the darkness towards you.
That's some great imagery. That's sick as fuck.
And extending the scroll to your hands, says, please review.
God. The researcher with all the curiosity in Fume is just like ignoring all the warning bells that are going off, and he just reaches out for the scroll.
You open it up, or do you go and open it to look through it?
There's a pause, notable pause before he opens it.
As that pause happens, Belphegor says, I can promise it is quite safe.
I'll take your word for it then.
As you like take the binding off of it and unfurl it, your eyes catch some of the most detailed and sophisticated diagrams of clockwork construction, like a level of sophistication and refinement to current like automaton construction, like a lot of it details like hull, like it would be like the ground, like the foundation for like hull creation, servos, motors, actuators, everything like a sophisticated level of description, refinement that that you have never seen the like of before outside of your own work, and even elevates some of your own work to a higher level. It would be hard just from like looking through it. This would take hours, days of study to fully understand, and you can gather that just a simple review right now probably won't do much other than maybe sparking that bit of curiosity and imagination. And Belphegor says, I found myself with these diagrams not long ago, and I can imagine that someone with your genius and ingenuity could make fine use of these simple pages.
This is pure artistry.
I take no credit for its design. I am merely here to inspire. My offer to you is a gift. These pages, yours. I only ask that you incorporate them into your newest creation.
That isn't exactly what my client wishes. I'd have to review it with him beforehand. If you are willing to wait, I would make another, specifically using these diagrams.
The demon looms forward a little more, and you can see that like the smile that creeps across their face wider, the glinting of the jagged metal like knife like teeth underneath growing wider, says, I'm afraid there is no bargaining on that count. These are the terms of my offer. If you wish for time to consider, you may have that, but these terms are ironclad.
Would I be at least able to study these diagrams further before continuing work?
They reach out and maybe not forcefully, but they do go to take the diagrams back for you now. You've had a chance to look at them. scrolling the back of it, says, I'm afraid not.
Fine. Give me. How much time are you willing to give me?
6 days.
I shall have your answer then.
Very well. I will return to you in 6 days' time. It was a pleasure making your acquaintance, Fume. And they step back towards the darkness, and you watch as the metal bits sort of the frame and like the actual silhouette, like the creature underneath all the metal and pieces and everything sort of begins to fade backwards to only seeing the metal for a moment, and then that too begins to dematerialize around it, and the creature disappears. And as soon as it does, you begin to hear a tick tock, tick tock as the clock continues.
As the creature has disappeared, Fume has given them a bow and has said, ever your humble servant. And when they vanish, he quickly turns on the spot, grabs like the nearest bit of parchment, goes for a pen at his vest, and begins to furiously scribble what he could remember of the diagrams.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have you make a roll for that to see how much you can get.
You study?
Study works, yeah.
Okay. Position controlled?
Yeah, I'm gonna say position is no. I think this is a desperate action because this is the it's leaving your mind right now. You only have moments to try to get down as much as you want. I'm gonna say the effect on this though is I'm gonna say limited. Okay. So you can spend, if you want to spend stress to increase the effect, you can, but or you can go forward with that.
Yep, gonna go for it.
All right.
No, it's a failure. Oh no.
You you quickly bring out some pages and you begin to scribble them down as much as you can. As soon as you get pen to paper though, it's like the images begin to evaporate from your mind, and maybe there was some sort of enchantment on the pages or something. Like you remember the memory of its sophistication and the amount of like that jealousy that like you're not the one that created this, that somebody else got here first and
got to the
like,
joke before I could.
yeah, and like there's that moment of like that like, I mean, you tell me. I guess I don't want to put too much on you. Like, is that kind of would Fume feel that way?
That frustration as the memory of the schematics sort of start warping in his mind. I'd like to think there is an enchantment on there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there takes some, like, you have a good memory. I mean, Fume must have a good memory for the type of work that you do. But yeah, as soon like it hits you that as soon as Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. It wasn't Jesus. Belphegor left. You that the memories immediately began to leave. But the one thing that stays was just how much that those pages could advance your work.
I'd like to end this scene with a like front shot of Will's house, and you just hear the loudest expletive from the inside of it, and like a crash as Fume has taken his cane against a crate.
As the smash is like a cat skitters off outside, howling and then running off into the night as Fume lets out his frustration on his equipment. And yeah,
I mean, I do that on Thursday nights anyway.
God, I knew as soon as those words left my mouth, I knew that's where it's gonna go. Well, y'all wanted demon deals. You got demon deals.
Why me?
So you do. I will say there is a mechanic with this too. You essentially get an option here. You have three options when it comes to this entanglement specifically. You can, of course, accept the bargain. You can hide until it loses interest, but you forfeit 3 rep if you do that. If you decide to just not do it, you're going to lose 3 rep from that. Or you can deal with it another way if you find some other clever workaround or
Val, you know my dumbass. Come 6 days, I'm shaking that devil's hand. Hello,
listen,
friend.
I know you are, but I
Yeah.
just want everyone else to know what the options are.
I just need to rewind for like 2 seconds. Did you say why me? You
Yeah.
tell me, Faust.
Who the hell else was it gonna be?
Yeah, you created this character and basically was like, please send a demon after me.
Sid said, please send a demon after me. Anyway.
But I knew it wasn't coming to me. I knew it was going straight to your ass.
I'm so happy. And I'll be truthful too. I rolled to determine what kind of demon it was going to be and fit in, and ended up being like a metal, like a elemental, like metal based demon.
Hell yeah.
It was either going to be metal or earth, and so it was metal. I was like, oh, perfect. And then I saw the effect of like stopping machinery around. I was like, I know exactly where I'm going with this. So yeah.
Oh, Fume.
All right. So that happened. I think I want to do one, unless somebody else has anything they want to do immediately. There's one other scene that I wanted to set up to add some tension here. Then y'all can decide what you want to do first, because you have the meeting with Skurlock. Now Fume knows about this situation, and whether Fume decides to share it or not is under his purview.
So a demon contacted me today. You'd never believe.
What?
Anyway, sorry.
Before that happens, though, we'll say it's within those 2 days that Fume is gone for, so I get everybody else involved here too. Salome, Glass, Grackle. I'm gonna say, I mean, the 3 of you work at the jewelry box, so it's understandable that you might all be there. I'm gonna turn the music back to something else. While you are, it's a normal evening at the jewelry box, nothing out of the ordinary, except later into the night, around the time most of your clientele would be retiring to either rooms within the jewelry box or...
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned working. I don't know if we rolled for our gambling den coin last time.
Oh.
We did not.
Oh.
Tier roll minus heat.
Okay.
Money, money, money.
So how much heat do y'all have right now?
A shit ton, so I don't know how well this is gonna
we
go,
have
but
3.
still.
It's 3.
You
yeah.
have 3 right
Oh,
now?
okay,
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 so you could make some coin from that, because I assume it's a tier roll minus heat, and then you get that roll's worth of coin.
Yes.
Is that how it
Yes.
works?
It is literally just
Okay.
tier roll minus heat equals coin and downtime.
Okay,
Wait,
perfect.
does that mean that we
roll
hate
2 dice? 1 dice?
Your tier is 1, so you roll 1 die, and
Okay.
Would that potentially mean we have to pay heat?
I don't pay coin. You mean?
Yeah,
if you
pay coin.
I don't think so. At
Okay.
least
No, I'm pretty sure it just
So-
stops at 0.
Okay.
You want Boss Lady to roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 6!
nice.
$3.
So you guys get
$3!
You get 3 coin. Does that go straight into your crew?
I
bank,
believe
or
so,
can-
yes.
It's for
Okay.
the crew, and then we can take it out and split it up if we want. But I'll put it
Gotcha.
in.
Crew, man.
We got $5.
Woot!
Nice. Good for remembering that.
No crap.
And
While
we
you
upgraded the
are,
vault all the way, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we totally did. Okay, cool. We've got room for a lot more dollars. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can have 11 more dollars.
Later into the evening, while your clientele is retiring to their rooms within the jewelry box or returning to their own homes, two individuals enter the establishment. Both of them adorned in red sashes. One of them, Zephyr, removes her cowl first as she surveys the room, followed quickly after by my Lara Clev.
She came herself. Wow.
Did we all meet Mylera, or was it just
Everyone except for
Grackle was on
Grackle.
the rooftops, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Glass and Fume were both there.
Mhm.
I don't remember, but it seems like we should have been.
Yes.
I'm
Grackle
sure.
was on Overwatch. The rest of us met.
I'm going to give you, because this is kind of a this is kind of an effect that or a consequence almost that I'm throwing at Grackle right now. You have a split second to react as you see these two red sashes enter. You recognize my Lara Clev because you were watching the night that this meeting happened. Does Grackle stay or does Grackle try to leave?
Hat down, go to get Salome. Just try and make it look like, yes, I have recognized an important person has entered. I,
Okay.
as an employee, will go and get my boss.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you roll for it. I just want to know what Grackle was necessarily going to be doing. So we'll assume Will is at the bar and is immediately like, "Oh hi, can I help the two of you?" As they go to the bar, quickly Grackle, you exit. Where would Glass be around this time?
How late is it?
I was assuming it's fairly late. I was thinking approaching one of the bullshit times. I need to
We can
remember.
just use regular time.
I mean that's fair. It's around midnight, so it's sometime between between Flame and Silk.
Okay, then probably like showing their most recent client out, because I think they take clients pretty late. So
Okay. Yeah, so you might see this happening and see them arriving too. But we'll go to Grackle first as you duck into one of the back rooms where Salome is doing her work to advise her what's happening.
Door opens. Red sashes.
How many?
2.
Upset?
What'd she say? Oh, upset? I didn't stick around to find out.
Grabs her fan. Pops it open. Just in case.
I'll keep an eye out.
Awesome. She'll sweep her skirts and walk out to the front foyer.
Okay. As you do, you can see, Glass is probably near the entrance. I mean, just escorted one of their clients out of the
seem
building.
totally normal.
Will is currently speaking with Zephyr at the bar with Mylera right behind him, saying, "Oh, you're here to speak with Salome." Of course. Well, speak of the devil. There she is. Salome, these lovely ladies here were wanting to talk with you.
Absolutely. William, would you mind getting them whatever drink they would like? And could you go to the back room and make sure that the mushroom rum stock is supplied? I do want to look in on inventory at the end of the night.
Right, yes ma'am, I can do that. Finishes pouring their drinks and says, excuse me, and Will heads to the back.
I kind of go past him. I'll take over for now, Will.
Oh, thanks, Elias. I've got to remember where the rum is.
Back right hand corner. And
thank you.
Take your time.
All right. And disappears to the back. So leaving the two of you up front with Mylera and Zephyr, and then Grackle skulking around a corner.
Yeah, just like in a shadow.
I do think if you're gonna try to sneakily listen in on the conversation, I do want a roll from you.
That's okay. I'm here for that. This is a game that we play.
It is a game.
It's a game with rules.
There's rules and everything.
I remember there were rules.
Oh, for sure. This is probably prowl, right?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
my position?
I'm gonna say you're at. We'll say this is controlled. Or no, risky. We'll go with risky, not controlled. Because I don't think it's quite desperate. And then we'll
Okay.
say standard effect.
All right. Mixed success.
Okay, mixed success. So you are. Here's what I'm going to say. So you're kind of off to the shadows. You catch Zephyr's eyes like wandering over your way. You get the impression that she knows you're there, but she hasn't. They're not really doing anything about it, and they don't. Not you're like around the corner, kind of in the darkness, out of sight enough that you don't think that anybody has recognized you, but they do know that you're present.
Got it.
Um, my Lara sees Salome, says, Salome, it's a pleasure to see you again. It's been too long.
Likewise.
I hate to show up here unannounced, but I had some business that I wish to speak, and I didn't want to deliver it via courier. Are we free to speak here? Would you prefer to go somewhere private?
Why don't we meet in the lounge? This way.
She goes with you. Zephyr's going to follow with her. Glass, are you going to?
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, and I'll take the bottle of whatever everybody's drinking and like bring it with me,
Okay.
so I ostensibly look like I'm working and helping.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. You all move to the lounge and seat in a quiet in the quiet of this room. Grackle continuing to skulk in the corner, or around the corner. As she said, my Lara sits across from you, Salome, and says, "I suppose I should be cordial. How's business? How have things been?"
Things are well.
Good. Good. It seems that you are doing very well. I've heard whispers of the obedient servants and staking out the claim here in Silkshore. That's good to hear. Always happy to know that allies are doing well for themselves.
Absolutely. What about you? How's business?
Oh, much better since our problems have been taken care of. Still dealing with some unwanted competition, but nothing we can't handle given enough time. Overall, it's been quiet. With one exception, which is the reason why I'm here. Which I suppose we can get to. I am more here to offer a not so much a job, but an opportunity if it should happen to fall into your lap.
We're open.
You've been your group here has been growing in influence here in Silkshore. So you may know more about this than we do, but a client of mine has come forward that some of his property has been misplaced. And if you should happen to come across said property, is offering a rather sizable reward for its return.
Oh. All right. What exactly are we hoping falls in our laps?
Well, has anyone come to you trying to sell a map lately?
I don't believe so. What sort of map?
You would know it if you saw it. It is a it's a Leviathan hunter's map. And oceanographer, the sea charts, that sort of thing. Not my area of specialty, but I've been told that it would be stamped with the emblem of the Storm Palace.
I think I would have remembered that. Well, we do have several Leviathan captains, crewmates that come through. We are absolutely open to keeping our eyes out. How much is this worth to your client?
Enough that you could do some serious upgrades around here. If it so happens to fall into your lap. I am gonna go ahead and have you make a roll.
Alrighty.
I don't remember enough of these.
Guessing this would be a sway.
I think so.
Charm, logic, deception.
Yeah.
Disguise or bluff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just say, technically, nobody came around trying to sell us a map.
That's also
That is
true.
the truth. That part was not a
Technically
lie.
That's true.
speaking.
I think the overall tone here is deceptive.
Fair. Either way, even convincing
Isn't
them
it
would be sway.
always?
So yeah. Alrighty.
And we'll go with we'll say risky standard for this
Standard.
too.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna name my ska band when I start one.
Risky
Risky
standard.
standard.
Risky standard.
Woo! 4 and a 6.
Okay, so the 6. The I assume you said 4 to say this.
I rolled 2.
dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't because you had a 0 in that.
Correct.
understand
Yes,
that.
I have.
Okay.
I have 2 and sway. Yeah.
Gotcha. With a 6, yeah, you can see like she relaxes a bit, sitting across from me. She says, "I don't have an exact figure right now, but I've been promised a generous reward, and with this client, that is worth its weight in gold. So, I would take that very seriously."
If you perhaps had more information about speeding up the process of this falling into our lap, I believe we'd be open to that as well.
What do you suggest?
Does he remember where it was the last time he saw it?
It's a it's more complicated than that. My client was in the process of purchasing it.
Ah, so less his misplacing and more the seller.
But the bargain had been struck and the deal was to be completed. And unfortunately that the seller met an untimely fate. And it seems that the property, the map, was taken along with the seller's life.
Definitely worth its weight in gold, then.
The sale and the theft took place here in Silkshore. So we are doing our own investigation and narrowing down who may have taken this map, and of course we are looking for anyone who might be trying to sell a map such as this. So we may come across it in time. However, I was given permission to outsource this to people I feel I can trust. So
Well, thank you for thinking of us.
of course. Well, if you're able to find it, or at least have a lead on its location, provide it to me, and I'll make sure you're compensated.
Excellent.
She finishes her drink and stands, and Zephyr does at the same time and says, "We really must be going. More business to do tonight. I'll leave you all to finish your evening as well. But it has been a pleasure as always, Salome." Looks over glass. And she, unless there's anything else, she will leave.
Let me ask a question before you go.
She turns. Yes.
How many people are aware of this map?
You're asking who else I've outsourced this to, or in general?
Both?
Well, besides my client, myself, a handful within the Red Sashes that I've trusted with this information, who were there for its arrangements. We've reached out to 2 or 3 others within Silkshore that might be able to help. So, a handful. Not very many. We're trying to keep this as close as possible.
Of course.
If you should need anything else, you know where to find me. You're always welcome in Grossfoot. And she turns on her heel, and she will leave with Zephyr.
Can I, like, I guess it would have kind of been like throughout the conversation. Can I do a like study roll? Because they can study
Okay.
a person to
Yeah.
try to get a sense of like, does she know? Like, is she acting like she's finding us suspicious in any way, or is she legit and she was like, oh no, I thought of these people and they'd be good for this job?
Sure. Yeah. Make a. Yeah, I think a study check is.
Says study a person with close scrutiny, gather information, apply knowledge, gain a deeper understanding.
I think that sounds appropriate. Yeah, because I don't think anything else would really apply. 5. Okay. With a mixed success, I will say your suspicions aren't unfounded. You're gathering, like, just based on her demeanor, the fact that she came here with Zephyr,
like, it's
and the
kind of
fact that
weird
she-
for her to show up herself, right?
Yeah,
She wanted a gauge
she
on us.
she wanted a gauge on your group. Salome obviously did very well in assuaging those fears, but you are not necessarily off the suspect list until, I think it's more of like everyone's a suspect until this map turns up. But they're not immediately looking at, they would, if they had known you'd had it, they would have showed up, guns blazing.
Yeah. Well, I think we're on the suspect list.
I would be disappointed if we weren't.
We've done the Baron's dirty work, and now we're going to take the fall for it.
Oh, no. No, I think we can do better than that. I think she'll turn to Grackle. He won't be getting his hands on it, if we have anything to say about it. Not without paying a serious price in the meantime.
Well, how do we shake this heat?
I think we have an appropriate meeting to discuss that shortly.
Sorry, I was just laughing because I'm just thinking about y'all. Every time you're like, "How are we gonna deal with this?" My mind flashes to Cobb in your
I'm
in your
not
vault.
gonna say I didn't think about it.
I did absolutely
100%.
think of it too. Personally, I want to keep him in our back pocket until like,
Until you
Your
really
get
need
out of
him.
jail
the
free card.
precise moment.
Cobb is in there right now, like writing on the walls in his own blood, like
Oh God.
all work and no play makes Cobb a dull boy. He's gonna be in there for years.
On
Yep.
the wall, it just reads Fume, Salome, Glass, Grackle, Fume, Salome, Glass, Grackle.
You're either making
Oh,
your
a list
like,
of enemies. I have one of those too.
y'all are either making your like the BBEG for the end of this game, or you're making the like ultimate. You're creating the ultimate weapon inside of your.
Who knows for certain?
Gotta let him cook.
Let him cook.
I just don't think I've ever had a game where I had to deal with my players kidnapping somebody and keeping them prisoner for
Extended
an
period
extended
of time.
period of time. This is a first for me.
Are you
Um,
sure about that? Because this kind of tracks with this group.
Yeah, honestly, do you remember the panic room?
We did keep someone in that panic room for a while.
You
Yeah, we
did,
kinda
but I don't think it
did.
was for this long.
Yeah, they kind of exploded it and got out a little earlier, I think. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Cobb
Thing is, you
can't
tend-
explode, can he?
Not that you know of.
So he's in there
Demon shows
training
up
to
and
do.
offers him a deal. All right.
I doubt he's in there pulling an Uncle Ira.
Listen, he deserves it. I bet.
You've decided.
I've decided.
He just he
okay.
doesn't seem like a good person.
So those are really the main things that I wanted to introduce into the free play period to figure out to add a little spice to this stew. So what do y'all want to get up to now? You have your meeting with Skurlock. If you want to go ahead and cash that in, and we could use that as a good time for y'all to discuss the other entanglements and issues that you're dealing with too.
Mm-hmm.
Just skip to that.
Sure.
I think so.
Okay.
I believe Salome will be packing both the map and her book.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before meeting with your new patron?
Nothing planned.
I got nothing.
Okay.
I dress super hot.
Okay. Slutty outfit acquired. You head up to or no, we decided that Scarlock lives in Six Towers as well. You head across town to Six Towers, and for the first time for three of you, arrive at Lord Skurlock's estate. Again, I'll describe it as a gothic exterior, very like unkempt what's the word I'm looking shrubbery. The
Landscaping.
Overgrown.
landscaping. That's what I was like.
Topiaries.
Yeah, has not been well landscaped. There are vines and weeds growing up through the cobblestones. You make it to the, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks like the house is abandoned. You make it to the front door where Glass knocks on the large, like, kind of gargoyle steel knocker on the front of the door. It slams, letting a resounding thud echo through the interior. You wait the exact same amount of time you always do, Glass, until the door unlocks.
15 seconds.
and opens, and you see, dressed impeccably, not a hair out of place, wearing like a black long like dinner jacket, and the same like kind of red silk ascot underneath. You see Lord Skurlock, who um, gives a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes and says, well, good evening to all of you. This is a bit of a surprise, having so many people here. I thought it'd be a smaller entourage, but please come on in, come on in.
Thank you, my lord.
You're all welcome in my estate. For those I have not met, I am Lord Skurlock.
I'll introduce everybody.
Enchanté.
Fume is on his best behavior.
And Grackle's the quiet one.
What are the rules on weaponry here? Like, was I
Oh yeah, I'd probably know the answer to that, huh?
was I schooled on this?
Oh, he doesn't care.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit.
No.
Okay.
He,
Don't
You
expect
don't-
him to be even remotely afraid of guns.
yeah. You don't gather that he's threatened by much. So no, it's
Right.
not a concern.
Grackle
You could
has the normal amount of weaponry.
yeah, you could
The
be fully
normal
armed in
amount.
here.
You know.
No, and does not blink or even acknowledge your weapons. Looks at you each in turn, giving that very sort of practiced greeting to all of you, like somebody who knows what they're supposed to be doing, but there's no emotion behind it.
Like Dracula.
Gasp.
Again,
Over the
not a
last few months, I've
vampire.
been reading all Draculas. So.
Does he?
Uh,
I have a question. Does he have any servants? This is very important. Is he
No.
just pretending to be all of his servants? 'Cause that's a Dracula move.
That is 100% a Dracula move.
He's wearing his
he-
lizard fashion.
That's
yeah.
so Dracula.
Yeah. Oh, did I forget that he's wearing? Yeah, his
He's
whole
wearing-
outfit is.
It's like a lizard fucking. What is it? A kirigumi?
um. No, there are no attendants or servants that you see. As he escorts you inside.
Yes, Chad
I've-
says, "Are you a Dracula? You gotta tell us. It's the law. It's entrapment if you don't."
I realized I have flagged this man so hard as a vampire.
Well, I mean, in your defense, so does the book.
The book does.
The
too.
book just says outright that some people think he's a vampire.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
I'm
leaning
just
into that.
taking that seriously because that's the rules.
And he escorts you inside into the sitting room, immediately off the entry hall, where there is a pot of tea and several cups laid out. He moves to the side of the room to like to the cabinets and retrieves a few more cups for the rest of you and sets them out as well. And he says, I was assuming tea would be acceptable to everyone, but if you prefer something stronger, I would be happy to oblige.
It's lovely. Thank you.
And these are actual tea leaves and not
They
like
are. Yeah,
mushroom
this is not
tea.
mushroom tea. This is actual tea.
Real shit.
Oh, this is apparently a luxury few can afford, so excuse me for now while I enjoy this.
Please, by all means. Well, I am pleased to meet you all in person. I have heard many things from Glass, as well as my own connections around town. The obedient servants, I believe.
Your
Correct.
obedient servants.
It's a rather old-fashioned sound for the sort of work that I've heard you getting up to, but I do enjoy a bit of irony.
So do we.
Well, I suppose you wished to speak with me about a potential arrangement.
Yes, indeed. Glass speaks very highly of you. And your reputation obviously preceding you as well.
It has the habit of doing that, unfortunately.
The
You
house and the dress
seemed-
don't help the situation.
You seemed the perfect candidate for a business proposal that we had in mind.
By all means, propose.
I shall warn you appropriately. This proposal is tied up with several other parties who are very anxious to see it accomplished their way. Does this bother you?
No, not particularly, unless the other parties involved are of particular prickly demeanors towards me already. I would prefer not to ruffle any feathers that I have already thoroughly ruffled.
What about the Baron?
Baron. Right. I do remember that name. No, not particularly. I haven't had any dealings with the Foundation in quite some time.
Well, why don't we get right down to it then? Just take out the map.
You take out the map and place it on the coffee table in front of you, and Skurlock leans forward and says, "May I?"
Please.
Picks it up and begins to look through it. You can see like there's no like expression, like very, very kind of stoic, emotionless expression as he leafs through it slowly, looking over each page and then closing it and setting it back on the table and says, "Rather valuable find you have there. Not many people could create such a thing. I assume that you found this and did not create it yourselves."
I wish we had the knowledge, but no. We came upon it in our business.
Well, I'm sure that you're, based on your response, you're aware that this is an augured map, a foretelling of some very profitable hunting grounds for the next season. Any Leviathan ship owner would, I venture, give an arm and a leg, quite literally, for this information.
Absolutely.
And you're looking to what? Sell it?
Potentially. With one caveat. Not to the Baron.
Ah. Well, I suppose that makes sense, given your pre-warning. All right. And you wish for me to arrange the sale?
You seemed the perfect person for the job, if you wish to take it, of course.
Why not sell it yourselves? Cut out the middleman.
As I said, there are many interested parties. And though we are not at the top of the list of potential property owners of it currently. We are on the list.
So you wish to offload this map, ensure that it does not end up in the Baron's hands, I assume mostly for personal reasons, and keep your names out of the arrangement.
Succinct, but yes.
Well, all right. I'll admit the map does not interest me, neither does the coin in which it would obtain. I have far too much of that already. However, the process by which it was made does interest me. So, here's what I will offer then. I will purchase the map from you, and I will arrange for its sale once I have had ample time to study it myself. I have a few Leviathan Hunter captains that I'm sure would be very grateful for the opportunity, and I will ensure that it has no connection to the Baron whatsoever. However, as part of this arrangement, as I am getting very little out of this in the immediacy, I'd like to propose an additional arrangement.
Absolutely.
A more long-standing arrangement.
I believe we are amenable to hear you out, given the opportunity that you've given us.
I will patronize your endeavors, either through the similar arrangement as we've just struck, or otherwise funding your escapades. I really don't have much in the interest of interfering with your business or requiring that you do certain jobs. What I would want is access and first rights to any arcane or occult items you should come across during your misadventures. And on occasion, if a similar item were to pique my interest, I will, of course, require your services in obtaining it.
Looks to the group. Do we find these terms agreeable?
Don't see why not.
I think they're fair.
Subtle nod from Grackle.
I think we may have an arrangement then.
Perfect.
And I may also have something of interest for you to sweeten the deal.
You see, like, curiosity peaks as he turns towards you.
I don't believe I can fully give over ownership of this item, but if I can be assured of its safety, a loan would be acceptable.
Entrusting it to me for my safekeeping and acceptable study.
Indeed.
What is the nature of this item?
I don't know. I found it many years ago. And I gave up much to acquire it. I've been studying it ever since.
Do you have it on you?
Always come prepared. She will take out her book. And this is absolutely the first time that any of you have seen this.
Yeah, what does it look like?
I think it's a bit odd. It, when first placed on the table, just looks like a very old, dusty tome. Sort of a mottled green cover, leather vellum. But as she places it on the table, there's almost a tangible thrum that comes from it. But it's so strange, quick, that you think you might have imagined it. It's enticing somehow.
May I?
Please.
Picks the book up off the table. You see, like, inspects the vellum of it and looks it over very delicately, holding it in his pale hands, and begins to flip through it. You see a look of consternation on his brows. He's flipping through the pages and says, "Can you read this?"
Not currently.
Strange. You said it was given to you.
I said I acquired it.
Ah. Well, I can study this and attempt to understand anything I can of it, but I may find that task quite daunting.
Would you like a bit of assistance?
Are you studied in the occult?
No, but I am a fast learner.
Well, if I may at least disclose my preliminary understanding of this in mixed company. Looking at you, Salome.
Gives an eye to everybody. Gives a quick nod.
This tome is written in no mortal language. It's written in the sorcerer's tongue. Typically spoken, very rarely written, but is the native tongue of demons and their like.
I see.
The perplexing aspect of this language is that it cannot be read in the traditional sense or heard in the traditional sense. It's understood, as languages are, through intent. When a demon speaks, it does so with intent. And that intent is understood by the recipient.
Birds talk in a similar way.
Really? Perhaps birds are distantly related to demons.
And no such things as birds. I knew it.
They are not automatons that are plugged in and recharged at night. Fume, we've been over this.
From my understanding of the sorcerer's tongue, it's understood down to your core.
Yes. Have you had experience with such?
Yes, actually.
Oh. I would love to hear about your experiences firsthand. I'm trying to collect those as much as I can. It's so rare that you meet somebody who has had dealings directly with a demon.
Well, keep serving me this tea, and you will find that my lips will be quite loose on the subject.
Wait until you try the brandy.
The what?
Oh, yes, if you wish to have brandy, wine, scotch.
True, brandy.
Yes. I don't particularly imbibe of mushrooms.
I have not had true brandy in over a decade.
Since we've agreed on our business, please follow me. I'll show you to the parlor room. Will he stands abruptly and begins to quickly move out of the room for everyone else to follow.
Right.
He walks very, very smoothly, almost gliding down the hall as he is stepping ahead of you.
He's ahead of us. We're walking down the hallway. Glasses turned is behind him and is turned to look at everybody else walking backward down the hallway. Like, I fucking told you.
Not a vampire.
What?
I've told you this. I'm not a vampire. Please.
Did someone say vampire? Your hearing must be going.
Oh, no, it's the colloquial vamp on the pyre, where you gather around, like water cooler talk.
I'm very much out of touch with the lingo of
The youth.
the youth.
Dude, me too.
Youths!
Did you hear there's this new way of delivering messages called skeeting?
Yes!
And there it is.
There it is!
Oh, boy.
Skeeting, you say?
You
Please
launch the
don't.
message into the air as if it were a clay pigeon.
Please don't teach
Ah.
him slang.
So if you speak to someone, again, all this happening while you're walking very quickly. So if you're proclaiming something, you're skeeting at them.
Ah,
All
yes. Skeet.
I will make sure that I incorporate this into my vernacular.
Oh, skeet. God damn.
opens a door into a parlor, and you can see in this room is a full bar immediately to your left, with fine liquors, wine, all with and lined with crystalline glass.
Is there port? Is there real port?
There's pretty much anything you could want. Yeah, there's Patron. Oh, no, I don't know. There's nothing labeled.
Jack Daniels. You know, the good stuff.
Wow, an import. Damn.
No, there's pretty
Bacardi
much
151? What the fuck?
there is a full like array of top shelf like real liquor here, but also in this room is there's a hearth, a fireplace with two armchairs in front of it, and then rows and rows bookshelves lined with tomes and thick leather bound books, none of them dusty. Everything here is very well kept, not a cobweb in sight, but so either these books are read or all of these books are used regularly, or they are at least maintained. And gestures towards the bar and says, this might be more comfortable arrangements for some of you.
Thank you.
Please, help yourselves. As you begin to, like kids in a candy store, pour yourself.
Does this count toward my indulging of vice? Because talk about luxury. Fuck.
Want to spend a coin?
No, it's all good.
But it continues as he's leafing through the book, is mostly absorbed in that. It says, Fume, though, is correct in surmising the nature of the sorceress tongue. However, this is it in its written form, and similar to when it is spoken, the intent of the writing would be conveyed to its intended recipient. So the fact that you cannot read it would insinuate that it was intended for someone else.
I see.
Is there any way to read it?
Perhaps. I've never encountered a writing of this magnitude, or without knowing the intended recipient of it, but I could do some research into it and see if I can find a way to decrypt its meaning.
I acquired it in Tigros.
Do you know who it was intended for?
No.
Would you be willing to share the means in which you acquired it?
In a library. In a state library.
Ah. And anything else unusual about this library or the book's acquisition?
I took it. Nothing too complicated about that. But I couldn't leave it behind. It called to me. Unfortunately, I had been tasked with bringing it to a buyer.
And I assume you did not.
Correct.
Well, I can attempt to understand more about it, if you wish.
By all means.
All right. That at least gives me something to work on, the book's country of origin, and potentially more of the nature of any lingering arcane effects. Well, I have my work ahead of me then.
I hope it is as entertaining as it is absorbing.
Can only hope. This world is fast running out of mysteries to explore.
Funnily enough, I tend to find the opposite.
Well, once you've lived as many lifetimes as I have, I'm sure you'll find that you understand much more than you do right now. Well, I will find a safe place to put this. You may avail yourselves of the parlor, and I will return shortly.
We are very much obliged to you, my lord.
I prefer to think this as a mutually beneficial arrangement.
As you like.
I will return shortly, my obedient servants. And yeah, Skurlock leaves the room, giving you all some time to talk if you wish.
Fume just has a glass up to his nose and just inhaling some brandy, just like.
Salome pours a large cup of port and pretty much does the same.
Like I said, he pays very well.
Oh, I'm sorry, milady, but if the benefits like this are like this over by Lord Skurlock, I might hazard a change in occupation.
You're not his type.
Oh, you hurt my feelings.
Grackle sipping on a glass of whiskey. Like
Yeah, what's
it's
Fume's blood type?
nothing.
Yeah, Grackle just completely unimpressed by the
Whiskey is
the
whiskey.
finery.
Wow.
Miss Salome, I will remind you of my particular case of selective hearing. Whether or not I hear the things said in my presence is completely up to your discretion.
No. It's fine. I did not say anything this evening that I regret or do not wish for any of you to be aware of.
Understood. Making the other two forget was going to be a much more complicated matter.
What are we talking about?
I'd like to see you try.
We all have pasts. We all have secrets. If we did not, I don't believe we would be as good at our jobs as we are.
I'd love to know who you got it from.
Tychros. I won't push the subject, but it is interesting. Just also a general consensus for everyone here. How do we feel about demons?
You may need to elaborate a little more.
Might depend on the demon.
Given the book, given the book that you had given the good lord, being penned in the tongue of demons, I expected some trepidation if we are going to pursue the subject. Yes, no?
Sherlock's too gullible to be a demon.
Yeah, that's what demons want you to think.
Demons and rich people got a lot in common.
Salome snorts into her port.
It's not
Just
wrong.
a handkerchief.
Yeah, we Tycherosi people aren't exactly known for our fear of the magical.
And what if I were to say that I was approached by one?
Demon or a rich person?
Apparently both.
Apparently both.
Does this have anything to do with this experience that you were discussing with his lordship?
It's a very recent experience.
Do tell.
Well, simply as a simple does, I was over at Young Williams moving the experiment around when a demon approached me, showed me. There's a faraway look in Fume's eye. Schematics for a hull. It would make her perfect. Honestly, the research, the formulas, the schematics themselves, perfect in every way, far more advanced than anything I could ever think of.
And this demon gave them to you?
He gave me 6 days. Oh, they gave me 6 days to decide whether I want to use these schematics or not.
At what price?
to use them to bring back young William's sister.
That's it?
It is not up to the client's specifications. I don't wish to put additions that I don't know the effects of.
I don't relish the idea of Will's younger sister becoming some weapon for a demon. She is a child.
But exactly were these stipulations?
No, those were it. To use the schematics, these designs, the grand plan in the creation of her hull.
Her specifically?
I offered another body, but no, the offer only stood with hers.
I
I
don't
could-
call it a deal with the devil for nothing.
I can make do with the plans that I have, but they are flawed. The parts will give, they need maintenance. What this demon has showed me, it could work forever if given the chance.
I would assume that you saying no to this creature might not go over smoothly either.
Unsure. It was a yes or no answer, so I doubt that there would be any blowback from it if I declined.
Just that those schematics might go into someone else's hands instead.
Yes. And I was fighting every urge inside of me not to shake hands then and there. They are that good.
Applaud you on your remarkable self-control.
Something I lack, I know, but sometimes I have the heart. If any complications come up within the next 5 days, something big, I might have to take that deal, but as it stands, I am on track.
It's your soul.
No,
And your area of expertise.
Not just your soul.
not just my soul. So the soul of a little girl. We
Gem.
lead a sorry.
Who will sit in a gem unless something is done.
She's going to have a hole regardless.
You know what would be haha funny though? I stuck Cobb's soulstone onto that hole and just remade a new body.
Excuse me, what?
You heard me, devil bait.
You don't think the demon's going to know the difference?
The demon in no short order said that I needed to use the schematic in creation of her hull. It didn't say that I needed to specifically use her soulstone in the process.
I very much doubt the demon sees it that way.
Still, option on the table. I can consign a man who I don't like soul to damnation, but not a little girl's. I have morals, apparently.
That's new.
They tend to creep up at the most inopportune moments, I know, but I suppose they are there for a reason.
Fume, this is your conscience. We haven't spoken in a while.
I thought he was dead.
No, that's the other guy.
Do you feel comfortable bringing young William in on this conversation?
I mean, I'm going to have to. It's his sister.
Technically, there's nothing in the deal that states the demon would have any claim on her.
simply on the hole itself.
Did it say that?
There is something very devious about what this demon has done. I asked to study the schematics and give my opinion on whether if I want to use them or not, but that was declined.
Well, I don't think that's entirely strange. It would be giving away proprietary information.
I'm good for it. I've signed NDAs before.
Not with demons.
Non-demon disclosure, whatever.
NDDA.
Don't
NDDA.
think the demon is afraid of you giving away the plans. I think the demon doesn't want you to have them unless you agree. You don't give someone the employee handbook before you hire them.
You do make a point. The problem with looping William in is Bowman. He's filled William's head with all of the whole purity of the flesh nonsense. And if I were to disclose that I am making deals with the demon, who knows if William will go up to the church?
It's a possibility.
I will just let out one thing here. The church loves demons.
Oh, they loved. This makes it more icky.
The Church of the Ecstasy of Flesh essentially sees demons as being
like perfect beings,
higher
right?
beings,
perfect beings
yeah.
because they don't have souls. Because they don't have spirits. Within
This
them.
The
makes
church
it a lot
thinks
more
souls are nasty,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're nasty for having them.
That's why the whole idea of like keeping like the heartstones, like essentially trapping your soul inside of you, is such like a abhorrent thing to them.
Like it's prison of the flesh, essentially.
It essentially is like keeping the most corrupted part of your body, the part of your essence inside.
It's ensuring that you're keeping the corruption.
What are demons' opinion of souls?
I'll ask.
Tasty.
Like, I know what the church's
ketchup?
opinion of souls, but what's the demon's
Do a
opinion
little
of
bit of
souls?
Chipotle me on the side. Yeehaw! Well, in 6 days' time, I'll have my discussion with my patron. And that's weird to say.
Don't go spreading yourself too thin. You've already got 2 patrons.
I could handle it. What's another patron? Trust me, in the past, I've worked far harder for less. Research assistant.
If everyone is amenable, I think this is something we can leave to your discretion.
Grackle?
Your decision, Fume. Just make sure you know how to tie a knot if you're going to make a noose.
I was going to say something along the lines of, if you make a mess, clean it up, but I like hers better, actually. We'll go with that.
As long as the girl gets a hull, don't much care either way.
What? I wonder if Lord Skurlock knows much about demons.
Oh, I would think so. I just fetched him a book on something to do with them.
Oh, maybe it's like a repository, a sort of little black book of who's whom. I was given a name.
Oh?
That could be helpful.
It doesn't hurt
Perhaps
to
you've
ask.
heard of each other.
And Lord Skurlock is good at keeping secrets.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Even from me.
He seems well-traveled, at the very least.
There's a reason I have so few long-term clients. They bore me. Not this one, though. It's worth asking.
Ask as many questions as you like. It means I can have more port.
Just don't ask him if he's a vampire. Takes it very personally.
Oh, this one was distilled in a good year. Salome, Ketu.
Please.
Well, if you're going to keep drinking, I'm going to fetch you something to eat.
If I remember correctly, the rains were especially good this year.
Whatever it is, does he have real butter?
He has many things. Perhaps I can convince him to cook. I might have to stay the night for that.
Up to you.
Lord Skerlock.
As Glasgow's wandering out and Weekend at Skurlock's continues, let's go ahead and take our break here.
I'll fuck
and
a
we-
man for a good meal.
Oh boy. Well, let's we'll
I fuck
see.
a man that'll take me to Chili's. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Let's go ahead and take our break here, and then we'll come back and wrap up anything else y'all want to do at Skurlock's. So
I want to stay here. I want to live here. I want the rest of the game to be here.
it's just the rest of the campaign.
Having
now.
a great time in this man's very nice house.
I want to be a rich person's pet.
Thanks everyone out there for watching while we all play out our fantasies here.
Like having money.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue our session. We recommend that you go do break stuff. While we do, go stretch, I almost said get a nap in. I don't think you have enough time for that. But
Cat nap.
go ahead and get some snacks, drink some water, stretch, all that good stuff. We'll see you back here in a couple minutes, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. For those of you that just took my advice and went off to nap, wake up, join us. All right, so y'all are I think we'll jump for just a little bit. Classy went off to ask Scarlett to make you food. I'll say that he agrees. What would he cook for y'all for a group of 4?
Anything with butter.
I do help. I'm not just like cook for us. Okay, bye.
Makes pancakes.
Rosemary steaks.
Breakfast for dinner?
Yeah.
Breakfast for dinner?
He didn't even think about it. It's like, oh, is it dinner time? I don't keep track of that anymore.
Every time is breakfast time for me.
So he's cooking for making some Brenner for y'all. Who has something they want to talk to? Somebody who has something that they want to talk to him about. I think Fume, you wanted to talk to him about demons.
You had a demon name for sure.
Yeah. It's just Lord Skurlock, just a quick question for you.
Yes, as he flips 2 pancakes simultaneously in 2 different pans.
Does he have a kiss the chef apron on?
No, he would never.
The pancakes are also a branded mouse. It's pretty impressive.
You wouldn't happen to know the names of any demons, would you?
Oh, I know the name of many demons. Yes.
Belphegor. Does that name ring any bells to you?
Belphegor. Yes.
You said it 3 times. No.
Oh no, made a mistake.
But first you gotta say my name.
Right. I do know that name. A demon. Yes, I do. Do you have a question specifically about this demon?
Overall, to your knowledge, are they malefic to some capacity?
You could apply that word to all demons, as far as I'm aware. There aren't many altruistic demons lurking about in Duskwall.
Just your overall scope. What is your opinion of them?
From my studies, it seems that this entity seems to have a great interest in industry and innovation. Most of my research materials have led me to believe that they have, I suppose you might say, inspired many of the greatest developments in recent years. Many people making deals for further understanding and acclaim within their field of invention.
Hmm.
As to the demon's nature or goals in that regard, it's not quite as straightforward. There are demons of all kinds, demons of shadow and fire and elemental energies or raw emotions, and usually those sorts of entities are easy to understand their motives, causing pain or destruction or a surrender to earthly pleasures. Uh, Demons that so easily cross the line between more mundane aspects of our society, it's harder to know what their goals are, what their motivations are, as their effects are usually seen through the actions of people. And so it's difficult to know where the demon's intent began and where the influenced parties begin.
Your insight is most appreciated.
I would say, though, that my understanding is Belphegor has been most of my readings and research on the matter have led me to believe that Belphegor is much more active these past years as uh, than any previously, which I would attribute to recent developments from the university regarding, well, whole construction, arcane, the heartstones, things of that nature.
Makes one wonder how many of your compatriots have signed a deal with the devil.
Difficult to say. I would assume most who have achieved my level of acclaim or infamy, you might say, have had some dealings along the way.
Does the name Bertrand Faust mean anything to you?
I'm gonna roll just a fortune roll for that one because uh, the name sounds familiar. Researcher, scientist, somebody within that sector.
Sparkcraft. Professor.
Artcraft. Right. There, I believe there was some sort of incident surrounding his research. I do remember hearing something of the sort. Bloody affair.
Yes. Would you believe it if I said that I was the assistant to him?
I'll believe anything until I'm proven otherwise.
Well, Lord Skurlock, we have a lot to discuss then in the following days.
It seems we do. I'd love to know more about your employers' predilections and motivations. The field of Sparkcraft has often crossed the line between my own research proclivities and, well, the more mundane or those more grounded in the tangible.
Well, I will leave you to cooking this magnificent meal, and he will reach over and like pluck a berry out of the like bowl and hop. Mm, mm. Would you like a bit of hot gossip, as the kids say on the street?
Oh, I love the goss. Please do share.
If he
There's
it
one type of tea that I love more than any other.
um if it's cool with Glass, this is a moment where like Fume and Skurlock are in the kitchen alone. Someone in the other room had been hired to kill Bertrand.
Really?
Hmm.
I feel it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for me to assume which one that would be.
I'll leave you to extrapolate the data that I've given.
If I might ask one question.
Hmm.
Did she succeed?
There was a body and a bounty paid.
Fair enough. We should speak more in depth on the subject soon.
Yes. Whenever is your earliest convenience then?
I have nothing but time.
How?
Sort of eyes you as you leave, a little glint of understanding and curiosity. You're all served a wonderful stack of pancakes with a nice, like, well, since Fume said blueberries, we'll go with like a blueberry reduction on top of them, loaded with butter. Um, and then
Salome has a religious experience eating these pancakes.
has made like freshly whipped cream too with them.
Can we all just marry this man right now?
If he's open to that sort of arrangement, I mean, come on.
Oh no, I prefer not to be tied down by any more contracts, please.
But would you like to be tied down?
Yes.
Hey!
Don't start stepping in on my turf.
You know what? Fair's fair. Fair's fair.
Any other conversations, interactions with Skurlock? I see Grackle thinking.
Nah.
No. Okay.
I think that's the long and short of it. It's just like looks and glares across the table. Grackle enjoys the food about as much as she would enjoy any other food.
Fair enough.
It's actual milk.
You enjoy a lovely dinner, more alcohol, and and eventually retire for the. I think Scarlett to say, if you wish, I have plenty of guest rooms here. If any of you would like to adjourn here for the evening before venturing back to your abodes in Silkshore, it is a long walk that way.
Oh,
How could we say no to such hospitality?
yes. If you are amenable.
I've had the rooms prepared, so they are hopefully to your liking. You'll find them up the stairs at the end of the hall to your left.
Out of the corner of Fume's mouth to Glass. Prepared by whom? We've only seen Lord Skurlock here.
Best not to ask.
Oh, I love it when you say that.
If you do decide to stay, you have a freshly made bed, an actual bed, stuffed with like down comfort, or like a down comforter and a soft mattress. There are baths that are drawn. Yeah, I mean all the amenities you might need in your own private rooms.
If I catch this guy reading a train schedule, I'm getting out the stairs.
Everyone gets some rest.
Oh, I've gotta go downstairs in the middle of the night. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Lord Skurlock at his pipe organ.
Not major snooping, but I mean, definitely want
Minor
to
snooping?
minor snooping, just
Minor
minor
snooping.
snooping. Just
Okay.
like check out that lounge, that library again. Damn. A lot of books.
Sure. Yeah, if you head down to the parlor room again, and you find the fireplace still glowing embers in it. You can light yourself a lantern, and yes, you're raising your hand. Fume.
Sorry, I want to do this to myself, but could Fume be talking with Lord Skurlock and like Salome can hear that conversation quietly off
Oh,
to the
you
side?
want to have a more in-depth conversation with Skurlock?
Yeah, I want to do this to myself.
Okay. Yes. So while you are snooping in the parlor room, I mean, to your first with Salome, the books, like all sorts of, like, from histories to fiction to there's all there doesn't seem to be necessarily a they're not necessarily organized in any meaningful way. There's just all kinds of books here that you could enjoy. Or not enjoy, depending on your subject matter. But you hear, yes, as you are, we'll say, where else are we talking? There is a courtyard out back, and maybe the two of you are talking outside on the
Like in a little
courtyard.
gazebo area.
Yeah, or there's just like, yeah, because again, it's not tended to. There's an old like the big like mirror like reflection pools out back off of the courtyard. You found Lord Skurlock standing out here late into the evening as everyone else had retired, and caught him for a conversation, which, yes, Salome can listen in on.
Absolutely.
Lord Bertrand Faust, Professor Bertrand Faust, had gone into the area of Sparkcraft for one particular reason, heartbreaking as it is. It was to prevent the loss of his brother,
I see.
which he eventually failed, regretted, then threw himself into his work for the next 25 years. During that time, someone had hired our dear Desperado to dispose of him. I think he was getting a little too close to something.
And what was it he was getting too close to?
Hulls. But you couldn't distinguish them from the genuine article. Actual flesh and bone, non-mechanical.
Huh. True immortality.
True immortality. All that would really be needed is the procedure in which you change your hot stone.
And as his research assistant, did he succeed?
You're looking at the culmination of his research.
Interesting.
Did you know that this body was prepped for his brother? So you can imagine the amount of ennui I feel being part of it.
I imagine that would be very conflicting.
Well, I'm here, and I can continue my research. The process is volatile at best, requiring large amounts of Leviathan blood. It won't do if I get too grievously injured. In fact, the effects might be a little explosive. And that's my premium concern right now in making these immortal holes.
So you're attempting to carry on the good doctor's research?
A continuation, yes.
You asked me earlier about Belphegor.
Yes.
When did the demon approach you?
Less than a night ago.
And I assume that the offer was enticing.
Extremely. If I were to get my hands on the notes from the very little I can remember, this form would be perfect. I could transmute Leviathan blood into actual vitae for the person, actual flowing blood, nothing explosive, nothing corrosive.
So the form would be able to sustain itself without needing for those.
Without needing copious amounts of dream smoke and other narcotics to keep the levels down.
Well, I suppose that it's simply a matter of whether the cost is worth the effort.
If the cost is just my soul, that is far too less of a price to take. That's a deal. If I were to finish my project with young William, that would debilitate his sister. She'd be dependent.
What were the terms of the deal?
To use said schematics in her craft. That's all.
Forgive me because I am not well versed in the nature of sparkcraft, other than a preliminary understanding, more of curiosity. The body. What is the. Without giving out anything too proprietary, what prevents you from placing any gem within its confines?
No, that's exactly what I had been proposing to the other group, to make this body, put another soul stone in it, using the schematics given, and just crafting another one on the side.
Well, it seems the girl you put it needs. Did you mention that? I want to make sure I'm assuming.
Yeah. William's sister.
Yeah. That she will need a body as well.
The thing with spot crafting holes, you want to try and get an approximation to the body of that the soul wishes, else it causes a form of dysmorphia or dysphoria. You just don't feel right inside of it.
Why not put your own soul into the new body?
There's a thought.
Thus freeing up another one with some small modifications that would seem to suit your needs very well. It seemed that was what you intended to make for her in the first place.
Time and resources, honestly. But I'm not opposed to swapping bodies for the time being. My only real Hold up is there isn't anyone skilled enough in my purview to perform the soul switch operation. There's one promising, but I doubt that Grackle would appreciate me roping in one of her friends.
I may have some contacts within the university who could assist in such a endeavor, but whether you would trust them is another thing entirely. I'd be willing to offer my own services. I am intrigued by this. Immortality is something of a hobby to me.
Well, it has been a very long time since I last put on my lecturer's cap, but if you are intrigued and willing,
Recommend me a few tomes and I'll have them knocked out in a day or so.
Sparkcraft Primer 101, written by, and he begins to list like the tomes that were on his curriculum.
He doesn't take any notes. He just nods as he listens until you finish your list and says, "All right. I believe I have some of those on hand. The rest I can acquire very easily. Give me a few days."
I look forward to teaching you. If possible, I'd like to bring along one other person to our little lectures. The promising candidate that I mentioned about the soulstone swapping.
Certainly. They're welcome.
Well, quite informative. I look forward to this partnership, Lord Skolok.
I think it'll be mutually beneficial. As for your predicament with Belphegor, as somebody who has a great deal of first-hand experience with these things, just be careful. Don't accept more than you're willing to pay for.
Dead men have very little to lose, Lord Skolok.
You don't seem very dead to me.
Not on the outside. And Fume will turn a heel and start walking.
Salome creeps back upstairs to bed.
Okay. The night concludes. Grack, you wake up with just a strange pain in your neck. I'm just kidding. You're good.
You have an aversion to garlic, running
yeah.
water.
Lights are just way too bright.
Damn it.
No, that's not how vampires work in this world.
Catch me back here with a fucking kukri knife and my hair stark white.
Scarlock sees you out, and you're able to return back to the jewelry box.
Fume is in higher spirits than normal.
Did he tell us how much he was selling us the map for?
No, I was sort of just looping that in with your payment for the last job.
Cool.
That's what you got paid for, was giving him the book. But he will take it and not sell it to anyone related to the Baron. Thus getting rid of any evidence of your crime, maybe.
And punching the Baron straight in the pocketbook.
So other than the deal of the demon, is there anything else anybody wants to do during this this free play period before you start planning on your next job?
I'll talk to Will later. It's fine. Damn. I just thought about making a forgery of the map that we could sell to the Red Sashes. but just have the data just slightly off.
Everything is like 1 day behind where it's supposed to be. So they're showing up like
What?
right after another crew has gotten to it.
All of the locations are just 50 feet to the right, so they're always surprised.
I suppose I don't have a scene, just like a vignette of I think Grackle doesn't sleep well in Lord Skurlock's castle or mansion or whatever he lives in.
More of a mansion.
I think at some point during the night she gets up and goes and sits on the rooftop and feeds her birds.
Okay. Yeah, so is there anything that I guess Alice, Glass, and Salome, anything that y'all want to do?
I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's finish up this demon shit, and then y'all can plan on what your next job's gonna be. Fume. 6 days passed. Where are you waiting for Belphegor to return?
He's in the vault, essentially with the curtains drawn and the candlelight on. Clear view of Cobb's cell.
Who's just like in the corners, already pretty growing out a pretty nice beard.
Just the silhouette of Fume and Belphegor.
My God.
It's my turn to creep around and eavesdrop.
Oh, you want to creep around?
Yeah, dude, it's a demon. Are you kidding?
Okay. Yeah, assuming that Fume isn't inviting.
Yeah,
people
unless
to
I'm
be here for
invited.
this.
So I'm gonna go talk to Belphegor now.
Bedroom door flies open.
Grackle is not there while he announces this.
I'm coming.
Yeah, okay.
I think appropriate backup seems in order, considering who you will be speaking with.
And I do hope that was an invitation, but if not, I will be standing just outside the door anyway.
If you hear me scream, things have gone so wrong.
Hoping to hear a lot more than that.
If you hear Cobb scream, everything's just fine.
Try not to kill him.
I'll stay upstairs
What?
with a glass of wine, and please let me know how it goes. I will come down if there's any screaming.
I do have a Demon Bane charm, just in case.
I think that'd be mildly offensive if I brought that with me.
Not you, for me.
Oh. Wow. Thanks for thinking of me.
I am
Opens the door to the
thinking of you.
basement.
One of us should survive. And it should be me.
Yeah.
So you head down to the cellar, or to the vault, hidden in the cellar, and Glass, you are creeping just outside the
I
the door.
suppose. I won't interfere.
Um,
Much.
Cobb is just like glaring at you, Fume, as you're inside. I think he's given up at this point, like pleading for his escape. It's just like completely.
Fume is just leaning against the bars, just like with this rictus Cheshire grin. You're about to experience something magical, boy.
Try to make sure he lives. I have use for him yet. Sorry. I'll be quiet.
It's
Before-
official. We are the bad guys.
You are the bad guys. Before Cobb can
Oh,
say
what's
anything,
a single kidnapping and we're the bad guys?
before Cobb can say anything, you watch as inside Cobb's cell, emerging from the metal.
Wait, I like this demon.
the reinforced wall behind, like kind of pull, like full Freddy Kruegering, like out from the metal where it's like peeling and then kind of like pulls
The
back.
latex screen.
Yeah. You can see Belphegor emerging. Cobb immediately like blood curdling screech begins to like push up as far, like runs over the cell door, says, "You gotta let me out of here! Please let me out of here right now!" As he is just like screaming for help in your face.
Salome gets to the top of the stairs, recognizes the scream as Cobb's, and goes back and sits in her chair.
And as Belphegor is now like looming inside the vault again. Like I think the vault's probably shorter than the ceilings were in Will's place. So it's like really crouched down, further accentuating the like gangliness of their form.
Sorry, Lord Belphegor, this is not really an appropriate place for you to enter. Are you affected by mortal poisons?
No.
There is the roll of a canister into Cobb's cell as a sleep grenade goes off.
It goes off. You see, drops to the ground. Belphegor looks down and looks back and says, "Am I interrupting something?"
No, just a brief discussion about expectations between prisoner and capturer. Excuse me, fishes for the keys and opens the door for Belphegor before closing it and locking it back up again.
Yeah, Belphegor moves through into the vault entire, like looking around, and says, "I have no problem with this place.
Currently using it as my new laboratory."
Interesting. I like it. What is that one doing here?"
Every good organization needs a scapegoat.
You can see like eyeing down at Cobb. You again doesn't have any eyes, but it's like you see like the gears kind of like turning a bit faster, like whirring inside. Looks at Cobb, like some sort of reaction to that situation, and then kind of like looks back up at you with that like very wide metallic smile, and says, "I hope you've had time to consider my offer to you."
If there is nothing nefarious in the design, I am willing to use the schematics.
The design is a design. How it's used, up to the person who created it. I can promise no intent behind its construction.
Except for the intent of the crafter, then.
Precisely.
To you, Lord Belphegor, Fume will extend a hand. A deal, then.
A deal. It extends out a hand, like fully enveloping yours. You feel like the sting of like metal against your skin before retreating backwards, and once again producing the scroll and offering it to you. It says, "And this is yours now, as promised."
Will you be watching my progress?
Undoubtedly.
Expect a show, then.
I'm excited to see these plans come to fruition. Should you need any further help from me, you merely need to ask.
Fume will bow to Belphegor. Ever your obedient servant, my lord.
Well, don't let me delay you. And steps back and says, but it steps back for a moment and says, "Unless there's any further business you or your friend outside wish to discuss with me before my departure."
If I have any trepidations, I will call.
I'm
Of
gonna
course.
creep into the room.
Like creep in, like it's trying to sneak in, or just
It's not the demon I'm concerned about seeing me in here. How close attention is Fume paying?
oh.
Should I roll that? Well, I think at this point he's opened up the schematics and is reading them.
So Fume's pretty well engrossed. I'd say you can probably move in through the door. We'll assume that Fume is facing into the room, back to the door. Belphegor is standing facing the door.
I'm gonna wait till Fume leaves.
Are you gonna wait till Fume leaves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know the demon knows I'm here.
Yeah, I think the okay. I think the
I could make
The
this
demon-
very easy.
yeah. What do you got?
There is a change in the mood in Fume. Glass would have seen this a lot, where he has gotten so engrossed in his project that he ignores the outside world. You've seen him get into a book, and
I'm
then,
imagining like immediately getting into work mode. You look at it and you're like,
Okay.
bye, and you just like walk out to start getting what you need.
Superhuman hyperfixation. Yeah.
the one thing he does is like just drop the needle on a phonograph so that music starts playing.
Okay.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Oh my god.
She blinded me with science.
Sorry, we've been watching the Insidious movies.
Anyway, you duck inside. Sorry, you duck inside after Fume leaves, and you find
Either he
Belphegor
leaves or I just want to
still-
make sure he's not paying attention.
Yeah, he's not paying attention.
Are you still here?
As you walk around the corner, Belphegor still looming there. You get the full display of this monstrous looking entity. You I am not as familiar with. You hear like the gears kind of clicking and stuttering a bit.
I don't imagine I fall under your purview.
What do you want?
Can you bring someone back from the dead?
Perhaps.
Not mechanical like you, for real.
If the appropriate price were to be paid.
What do you charge for something like that?
I would need to know more. It depends on the value of the service.
It would be someone of great value to me.
You wish to have one that you loved return to their physical body. That is a difficult feat in these days.
Too cliche?
A simple request. One made time and time again to beings like myself. Not one that I usually indulge.
Shall we network then?
You wish for introductions to be made to one of my kind.
In return, I could make some decent introductions of my own. My patron's particularly interested in your kind.
Skurlock. His stench is all over you. I have no interest in the man he has claimed already.
Well, then take a look around and see if someone strikes your fancy.
I prefer someone fresher, less tarnished by time and the influence of my kind. One that still knows to fear the old ways.
I'll tell you what I tell my clients. If you're interested, just say so.
I will consider your offer.
Then you know where to find me.
That I do. Do you not fear me?
I don't fear anything. Been to hell and back. And I've lost everything I ever had. So I know what it's like to be nothing and to have nothing. Should I end up there again, so be it. I know I can survive.
And that is why you hold very little interest for me. But I'm sure there are others of my kind that may find you amusing.
Then if you're so inclined, tell them to look me up. I'm sure there's something I can do to return the favor.
All right. I will seek out one who can offer you what you seek. In exchange, you owe me a favor.
Deal.
Extends forward a hand towards you. Takes yours. You feel that sting of metal against you, and as it's pulled back, you feel like the scraping against your skin. And as the bargain is struck,
Salome comes down the. No, I'm kidding.
Velphagor nods. We're just lining up the deals today.
Hey,
It's
I
a-
hear you got a golden fiddle for me.
It's a fire sale. Everything must go. God. Yeah.
Crazy Belphegor's deal. 50% off.
Sunday.
Welcome to Demon Costco.
Try the demon dogs. They're great.
You see Belphegor steps back into the metal wall, which kind of moves behind them and says, as they're retreating backwards, offers one last. You should reconsider your stance on fear, young Glass. You have so much more to lose than you realize. And as they disappear, you see kind of melding into the wall until it's just their smile remaining on the surface of the metal, and then that fades away too.
I'm so unafraid that I'm not even afraid to let him have the last word. Oh wait, I look at Cobb.
Cobb's unconscious on the ground.
Oh right, he's asleep.
Got
Never
sleep
mind.
down.
He doesn't know.
And,
I don't have to threaten
and
him. He
then
doesn't know.
suddenly, as Belphegor is gone, the record player, which has just kind of been sputtering the whole time, then starts to play. It was just going tit 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 and now it's spinning.
Glass looks over to where Fume is, and he has just been dismantling the hull from like base, and has started grabbing things off the shelves and just working
You've been here the entire time.
silent. It's like he's got the goggles on. There's like a blowtorch going.
Good. It's like I walk over, is like knock him on the back of the head, like knock knock.
I realized I was muted. Oh, sorry. Continue. Finish over your joint.
I'm going back upstairs.
When did you get here? What?
You
The
knew
devil?
You knew I was here.
You were outside.
Wait, it's like 2 feet away.
Don't disturb me.
Well, that answers that question. Call if you get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring you some food in a couple of hours. Upstairs.
Salome's leaning against the doorframe. So, how'd it go?
Everyone's still in one piece, has all their limbs, and Fume is working.
So, fairly standard, alright.
We'll need to make sure he eats in a couple of hours.
We'll get on that.
Oh, and Cobb's asleep. So,
Screamed himself silly, it seems.
I think there was a grenade involved, but,
Hmm.
it's alright, he knows very little. If nothing, perhaps he'll wake up in the morning and think it was all a nightmare.
Preferable. How was it?
Tall, made of metal. Thought it was quite funny. Thinks very highly of itself. And, overall not the most useless thing in the world.
You've just
Demon.
described Fume.
Oh, you meant the demon!
Demon with a sense of humor. Interesting.
I think that kind of being has to have a sense of humor. Don't you get bored over the centuries?
Hmm.
Either way, a valuable ally to have, if you can call it that.
Definitely don't call it that. We'll get what we can, and we'll move on.
Well, I've got a house call to make for Lord Skurlock, so I'll be going.
Enjoy your evening.
I will very much. We have a few conversational loose ends to tie up.
Well, do that and then enjoy your evening.
Always do. You best believe I'm going straight to that man's house.
Okay, you want to go follow up with Lord?
It's
Skurlock?
Lord Skurlock Day! Yay!
We're getting all sorts of We're Skurlocked and loaded today.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, we can knock that out. Assuming unless Grackle, you haven't got
yeah.
to do much today. So if you have
Feel
anything
free.
you wanna do.
I don't necessarily have a scene, but to explain where Grackle was during all of this time, I think that she's trolling the streets to try and see what the bounty on her head is looking like right now after that really loud job. She's trying to get a gauge on how quickly that's going to become a problem.
It cut out for a second there. Quickly, what's going to become a problem?
The bounty on her head.
Okay. Right, with Steiner. Okay.
Like
yeah.
it's a specific like personal bounty just given to Steiner, right?
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, I'm looking for like rumors on Steiner. Like, you know, what's he up to nowadays? Does he seem busy?
I'm gonna have you do a roll for me.
Okay.
You can decide how you gather this information. You're going around
Well,
bashing heads in or
yeah,
snooping.
it would be. I would be like. It would essentially be people that I have brought in alive before,
Okay.
who are like more into the underground than I am.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna go and rough them up and ask them for information on like I'm sure that they know to fear Steiner. So
Yeah. Yeah. Uh Definitely. So yeah, let's go ahead and do you want to do like what a command or
yeah.
okay. Let's roll it. We'll go with risky standard, our usual.
Yes, standard. Crit
Holy
success.
shit.
I'm scary.
Holy shit.
2
Mean
sessions in a row with a crit success.
while you guys are having a meeting with a demon, meanwhile, there are a few criminals out there who are also having a meeting with a demon of their own.
Damn. I got to give you something good for this.
Yeah, it's the rules of the game.
Risky standard.
My band.
Um
The nearby ska band starts to play a song they've written about Grackle, the bird lady, as tribute.
I'm just hearing Tuppence a bag as a ska song.
Oh my god.
You oh okay. Gotta honor the crit success. You bashing some heads, go around asking for information on Steiner around his usual kind of haunts. And you find out that yeah, sorry, I've got to have to make sure I note this down. It's going to shake things up.
Oh damn.
Steiner is a couple of days ago, after your most recent job, and after you last spoke with Steiner, from one of the ruffians that like has pointed you to a bar where you speak with the one of the local bars that Steiner usually like frequents. You speak with some people there because there was a bit of a shakeup there a few nights ago. Apparently, blue coats came in to speak with Steiner, and they took him away. The rumor was that he was being that it was under the order of Chief Hickler. Wanted to speak with Steiner directly. Let me make sure I got that name right. Helker, not Hickler. Chief Hicks
Now,
Helker.
Chief Helker sounds like a vampire hunter. Chief Hickler sounds like he's been relegated to running a summer camp.
It's Chief Hicks Helker is his name.
Hicks Helker.
Hicks Helker.
He's the district chief of the night market, which is where the bar is. He was brought in under the orders of the chief of the Bluecoats there to speak with Steiner. Nobody really has much information on like what they wanted exactly, but after Steiner was brought in, he was arrested, and is currently in oh shoot, what's the name of the prison? Hold on. What is it called? It's under the I know it's under the downtime stuff, under the arrest. Oh, shit. Need to familiarize myself with this.
Iron Hook.
Iron Hook, thank you. Yeah.
It's on the map too. Iron Hook prison.
Oh, cool. Yeah, is currently being held in Iron Hook prison.
Concerning. This feels like information for Salome.
Okay.
She'll be right
Let's-
back. One of the cats is causing mayhem upstairs. Oh, there she is.
You wanna? Yeah. Grackle wants to go share that with Salome.
Okay,
if you
sorry.
can.
Someone is in so much trouble right now.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't see him jump up on here when I went searching for him? Anyway, okay. Sorry. Cat trouble. Anyway. Yes.
At some point, after the demon business is resolved, Grackle comes swooping into your office.
Oh. Good evening.
Helker's got Steiner.
Shit. Would Steiner break? Give you up?
I don't know if it's a question of whether or not he would break. It's more of a question of whether or not they let him go. And if they do, I can almost guarantee you he's not going to be on our side.
Are you prepared for the worst?
What is the worst in your opinion?
I don't try to pry into your personals more than you allow. But I've heard enough, Steiner, that having to get rid of him might cause you some discomfort, at the very least.
Our relationship is purely business. He understands that as well as I do. And he's had plenty of warning what's going to happen to him if he comes after me.
Don't lie to me. But more importantly, don't lie to yourself.
You have no idea who I would kill to get to the end of this road I'm on.
I have no doubt of that. But how would you feel?
Now that's one question you can't ask me.
I say we have two options. We can pull some strings. See if we could get him released before an inevitable turncoating. Or we see how you answer that question yourself.
We should at least figure out why he's been put in lockup.
I'll ask around.
Miss Salome, I don't want you getting the wrong idea about this. I don't waste my time feeling no more. It's just business.
Sadly, I know that that's not entirely a lie. I'll make some inquiries, and I shall keep you posted.
Do the same. Completely unrelated question. Hey, can animals be ghosts?
Well, if you look at real world
Meow.
instances, there have been sightings of ghost dogs in certain places.
Are
Oh,
there
yes.
animal ghosts?
Don't think. Okay, so hear me out. I don't want to make a firm stance on whether or not whether or not animals have spirits, but the spirit wardens do a lot of work to make sure that when humans die, they're incinerated so that their spirits don't rise. It would be a real big deal if they had to do that with every single eel, fish, chicken, everything that died had to be
God,
immediately.
you're so right, bestie.
If you like logically, I don't think so, because the fact that like people are able to eat and live makes me think that no, there are not animal ghosts.
That's very funny.
Maybe under some like specific, I might be
Under
willing to
special
say that like
circumstances,
special
perhaps.
circumstances you might
All
be
right.
able to. Yeah.
All right, but a
'Cause
ghost leviathan though is rad as fuck.
Because I've been thinking. It has been confirmed that Grackle has ridden horses before. I've decided that I don't want Grackle to have a horse unless it's a ghost horse.
Ghost horse!
Ghost.
Ghost horse!
Please, can we have a ghost horse? Please, GM, please.
There's got to be something in the game that could get you there without
Okay.
just me creating one out of nothing.
Okay. I'll look into how to mechanically represent that.
because I know
And-
like yeah.
I'm thinking about it as more as like an end game sort of thing. Because I don't know, you don't roll out level 1 with a ghost horse.
No. Ghost horse has to be something you earn.
Exactly.
I was debating like I guess like maybe if an animal had enough exposure to like Leviathan blood that I could create like some sort of reaction there that might cause them to become ethereal. So you just full on Joker a ghost and dump it into a vat of Leviathan blood.
No, it's a horse though. I'm jokering a horse.
You're Jokering a horse, yeah.
I'm just a
Horsey
horse
Quinn.
chasing bales.
Anyway, just something to think about.
I don't know. I'm gonna be thinking about nothing but that now.
We live in a society.
I think we could maybe make that work, but I do want you to earn it. So if you want to start a long-term project to acquire a ghost horse,
Gotta have the coin to give it ghost oats, ghost hay.
yeah.
If you
Yeah,
get
I'm
this,
not
you're gonna
gonna
take
take
care of it.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
take care of this pet for you. You gotta take care of your own ghost horse.
What if it's a manifestation of her will? What if she keeps it in her heartstone?
Yeah.
She's
Sorry,
the true horse girl.
Yeah,
We're
horse
going
girl's coming out.
real magical girl transformation.
Woo!
Which leads us into a haunting question about centaurs, huh?
Uh,
No!
Oh, I forgot to ask my haunting question on the break. Do that here in a bit. Okay. Glass wanted to go talk
Carry
with
on.
Glass wanted to go talk with Lord Skurlock. And then I think we need to get at least preliminarily decide like what your next heist is gonna be. Because you have a lot of leads that could turn into jobs, but we just need to nail one down. So Glass, you return back to Skurlock's mansion. It was a few days later that Fume had his interaction with the demon, so it's been almost a week since you were last over here.
Oh.
Same
Yep.
thing. Escorts you inside. I'm not going to go through the whole description again. Escorts you inside the house. Says, "Well, it's a pleasure to see you again, Glass. Did we have an appointment that I forgot about?"
No, I apologize for showing up unannounced. Had some... Well, some things have come up over the last week, and was hoping I could pick your brain a bit.
By all means, please, and leads you over somewhere to sit and have a drink while you discuss.
How are things coming along with your, well, the book I procured for you?
Oh, well,
Good.
I'm afraid I've been a bit distracted with the recent developments surrounding your interesting company that you keep, but I'm devoting as much time to it as I can.
They are definitely interesting folk.
They are.
I know that Fume spoke to you about his, new friend.
Ah, yes. We spoke some on the subject.
I spoke to this demon.
Did you know?
Are you surprised?
Not entirely. I should have assumed your curiosity might get the better of you.
They say it killed the cat,
Hmm.
but I'm not quite dead yet.
And how was your conversation?
Interesting, and maybe even enlightening. Your name came up.
Hmm. In a positive note, I hope.
No, actually.
Hmm.
This demon's not exactly fond of you, but seems to think that one of its kind has already claimed you.
Whatever would
This-
give it that idea?
Well, I don't know, it's a demon. But those are the words it chose to use. And I would like to hear your opinion on the matter.
Demons are prone to deception and guile, perhaps as meaning to sow a rift between us.
Well, this demon had nothing to offer me at all, so what purpose would that serve?
I suppose we'll never know.
You're not telling me something.
I'm not telling you many things.
Alright. Keep your secrets.
You haven't asked me an outright question.
Why does this demon seem to think that another of its kind has a claim on you?
I've had my dealings with demons in the past.
Apparently they're not over.
You'll find they tend to hang around.
You can try to talk circles around me all you want. But I'm going to get the information I seek.
And what is it you think you'll find?
Answers, allies, help with a particular problem I find myself having.
What problem is that?
I've many problems, Lord Skurlock. There's only one or two I can think of seeking out a demon for help with. There's someone I won't return to me.
And did you ask Belphegor to help you with that?
I insinuated it could be a beneficial arrangement for both of us. He seemed remarkably uninterested.
Not all demons are as motivated by the same things.
This one's motivated by fear. Or the fear we have of it. Of which I find myself having very little.
Either you're very brave or very damaged.
I think it can be both.
Fair enough. A healthy fear of demons would do you well. Yes, I have had my dealings with demons, and yes, I still do. I would advise you not making the same mistakes I have.
You think they were mistakes?
Not all of them. In my earlier years, one or two, I rectified them, but I lost much along the way.
I've already lost much. Lord Skylark.
If you're still seeking to reclaim what was taken from you, then you haven't lost it yet.
I'm not sure if you say that with a tinge of hope or a healthy dose of cynicism.
Why can't it be both?
I asked for that one.
The demon will prey on that hope that you have, on that need you have, and that will make you weak. The only way to approach a demon and get what you want out of it is by wanting nothing from it in the first place.
Seems like a waste of a deal if you don't want anything out of it.
I can't explain it more than that. It's something you have to figure out for yourself. So, did you or did you not make a deal with Belphegor?
I offered a favor in exchange for a favor.
You do understand how dangerous that could be.
I have some inkling. I've not told anyone else.
Do you plan to?
No.
Why tell me?
Purely selfish reasons. The demon knew who you are. Mentioned you by name before I had the chance to. And I trust you. And as much as I am used to and inclined on doing things alone. This feels bigger than that.
I think I'm gonna have you make a roll.
Great. I love rolling dice.
I think you're trying to persuade Skurlock into revealing more to help you.
Yep.
Yeah. So probably a sway.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. This is a big one. I don't know if you'll get another chance. You definitely won't have a chance in this situation to try to push it further. I'm just debating whether this is desperate or not. How desperate do you feel in this moment?
This, unless something is going horribly wrong, this is the only person that like upfront Glass is going to talk to you about this. So like if this doesn't pan out, they're doing it on their own.
Okay, we'll go with desperate standard. Do you want to spend any stress?
Yeah, dude. That sounds good to me. Should.
This is fucking huge, bro. Do it.
Unless there's a devil's bargain in it for me.
Ooh. I will offer you a devil's bargain. If this succeeds, the devil's bargain is that this is going like, if this succeeds, then you are going all in on something that could be very dangerous for you. And if it fails, then you are losing an avenue of inquiry permanently.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Can he spend stress too?
Nope. One or the other.
All or one or the other? Damn it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 6s.
Roll 2 6.
I'm taking a picture of it right now.
How we get? It was. I can't.
Double 6, devil's bargain. Fuck yes.
What's up,
Okay.
motherfucker?
That's fine. That feels really actually oddly appropriate for this. Okay. I gotta change the music.
My little tiny guys are at it again.
That's the most beautiful thing I've fucking ever seen.
Skurlock looks
And
at
I only
you
had
for-
the 2.
Skurlock looks at you for a long moment, contemplating.
I'm gonna say, just for flavor, this is the realest Glass has ever been with him. Like, they connect and he's a longtime client and all of that stuff, but like, it's a little different, I think.
Follow me, and do not say a word until I allow you to. Stands, making sure you understand, and walks out of the room, expecting you to follow.
I do so.
He leads you down a passageway into the larder, through the kitchen, into the larder, down into the cellar. There is, I don't know, you probably have not been down here very much, if at all. Heads past a few shelves to a back wall where there is a door. he brings out a set of keys. Probably the first time you've seen him produce any sort of keys to get around in his house. Most of his doors are open. Nothing's really off limits. But he does unlock a door here. And as he does, you see a set of stairs leading down into a cellar, or into a deeper portion of this of the cellar. And you smell a like a brackish smell in the air. He begins to descend those steps ahead of you as you follow him into this gloomily lit undercroft, until it opens up into a sub basement here that looks like it was carved straight from the stone itself of the peninsula that Dustfall is built on. This is an old space, and has, you can sense and kind of feel like the weight of history here, that this space has probably been here for longer than the house has. As he reaches the bottom of the steps, you hear a lapping of water, and he walks forward and stops short of a pool in the center of this room. It motions for you to move up and stand next to him as he looks down into it. As you stand at the edge, peering down into the pool, you see that you cannot determine the bottom of it based on how dark it is in here. And it's at that point that he reaches down to grab a lantern that you didn't notice sitting here in the dark by his foot. He picks it up, fiddles with it for a bit to light it very dimly at first, and then illuminates it more. The light pierces through the brackish water to reveal almost like a tunnel, like a well here in the center of the room. Must go down 10, 20, 30 feet. And you're peering down into it for a moment. And then you see something move. And the water stirs slightly. And Glass, as you're looking down into the darkness, suddenly a light seems to be focused back at you, radiating from a large orange eye at the bottom of this pool. And it's at that point that Skurlock speaks. I told you I wasn't a vampire. Guys, this is Satara. Satara is a demon. I've had her here for some time.
You have a demon in your cellar.
Most of the time, yes.
You're going to have to explain.
I was one of the first people that came to this city. I'm sure you've figured that out by now. Frantically trying to hide behind walls, keeping out the miasma of death One of the first to see spirits rising from the bodies of those that fell to sickness, injury, every manner of cruelty. First to see those same bodies then possessed by spirits, turning into the vampires that you're so fond of. And I imagine one of the first to be approached by their kind. Satara wasn't the first demon I had dealings with, but she was the last. I'm not going to go into all the sordid details with you. I don't owe you all of my privacy. But there was a point later on in my life where I realized that in order to get what I wanted, I needed to surrender wanting anything. And that's when I met Satara. And you see when he speaks of Satara, there's no love there, there's no affection. It's like a bitterness, like a distaste for this creature. I sought out this demon, as many Leviathan hunters have sought out their quarries as well. But I did so armed with knowledge, understanding of what this thing was. And I bound it to me, and me to her. We have a mutually beneficial arrangement. So, that is why your new patron, benefactor, spoke of me with such distrust, because I am one of the few people that has managed to do something such as this. I don't imagine it wants to end up the same way. I'm sure you have questions. You can speak.
What is this arrangement?
Satara provides me with my longevity, my power. In exchange, I seek out her kin, you might say.
To what end?
I don't know what the end might be, but I have freed many of them over the years.
Read them.
Yes.
What do demons need to be freed from?
Do you think every demon that walks the earth today is all that there ever was? Many have been imprisoned. The most powerful of them no longer walk the earth freely. In days before, the sun was shattered and we had to hide behind our walls, they were locked away. I imagine they'd find much easier pickings now than they did back during the height of their power.
So she bound herself to you to free the others.
Yes.
Why?
I do not know. And that is Why I wanted that book that you brought for me. That is why I have spent my life researching, understanding what it is that I am unleashing upon the world. But that is how I accomplish what I have without giving up anything in return. I found a demon who wanted something from me.
It sounds like you've given up your entire life.
Some might see it that way.
You are a fascinating creature.
I'm happy you think so. The spirit wardens and likely the church would find me revolting.
Thought the church loved demons.
Do you think they'd love what I'm doing with one of their favored creations?
Fair enough.
But until the immortal emperor himself comes to lay claim to my judgment, I will continue on.
That's all any of us can ever do.
Does this answer your questions?
Some of them.
Well, let's retreat upstairs. You can ask any more on your mind.
You don't
try
have
not
to
to.
sound so put out about it.
Apologies. It's not you. I try
No
not to come
worries.
down here too often.
Well, you're keeping your girlfriend chained up in a cellar. I imagine that's unpleasant.
It is.
Does she get jealous?
I doubt it. I have no control over her actions. She's free to leave whenever she wants. If she chooses to stay, I suppose because I'm completing her work for her. So if she wanted you dead, you'd be that way already.
I'd hate that. I imagine we have much in common.
Extends a hand towards the stairs, and the two of you ascend back to the house. And I think that's where we're going to have to end it for today. Now that we've learned everything about Lord Skurlock, which I was not expecting to get to today, but then you rolled a critical success.
Lord Skurlock Day!
You brought it up. I had to know.
Yay!
For the love of God, Lord Skurlock.
Well, I thought I would drop that hint, and then in a couple sessions you'd want to cash in on it. You're like, no,
dude.
right away. I want to know.
Had to know.
Well, I guess we'll get to job stuff next time because we're too close. So, but that's all right. We'll start with like a fresh slate next session and get to.
Hey, we got all the backstory shit that we've all been
Oh my
clamoring
God.
for.
Yeah,
Yes.
y'all got so much backstory and juicy details here. We got a little further into like the occult, like demon stuff than I expected to do today. This is not the plot of this is stopping some sort of apocalypse from happening. So don't ever think that this is what's going to be happening for the next dozens of sessions.
No,
but,
Glass has no intention of stopping him.
yeah.
He
I
can do
wish to
whatever he
cause the
wants.
apocalypse.
Skurlock is just
Hey!
really involved in some like deep lore with the setting that we just got a lot of today. So I was
Hell
excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
It's not over. We're gonna do it again.
All right, let's do our end of session questions. PC advancement. Everyone marked theirs for. We had a couple of desperate actions today, I think, and hopefully everyone marked their XP in their stats for those. Playbook specific XP triggers.
Yeah.
I'm calling addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. This was a knowledge day.
Yeah, you did. It was a knowledge day.
Calculation conspiracy. Come on.
You need to get some more tracking and violence in for Grackle.
I tried to decipher demonic writing. It was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you tried though, so I think you probably said. What's your triggers? Wording?
Address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
Yeah.
Ooh, but did tracking down information
Oh,
on
yeah, you did do tracking. Okay, I count that. You tracking down. Final. And yeah, technical. I mean, Fume, I consider you accepting the demon deal mayhem. So you address the challenge by selecting the most chaotic response possible. Chose to do it, and
I know another good doctor who can make you a man in 7 days. Let me go contact him. Them.
Oh, I forgot
A man
to
with
say,
a tan?
the advantage of accepting the deal is I'm automatically advancing the whole thing to the whole progress to step 4.
Oh shit!
Almost forgot about that. So
Hell
That's
yes!
that good shit.
I'm just
Damn.
I see no downside.
no downside.
None at all.
whatsoever.
No, I think this is great.
Incredible.
Hi.
I
All right.
wonder if demons too.
I resolved it. I didn't mean to resolve it. Reactivate. There we go. Whole step 4.
Yay!
Alrighty. Okay, so glad I remembered to do that. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Hello.
So
We
much
got a
backstory,
lot
so
of
much
backstory.
heritage.
for
You
sure?
did a lot. Don't forget you get 2 XP if you feel like you did a lot.
I've
for
leveled
any of
up.
these.
Me too.
Sweet. And the last one, you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas.
Nah.
I don't think we really had any vice or trauma. Wait, nobody has any traumas yet. I'm gonna give
Nope,
you all trauma.
Not yet.
Somebody's
Not
gonna get
mechanical
trauma.
Working
traumas.
on it.
I have a pretty decent amount of stress going into.
Yeah, I think this next job we might get a
Next
trauma or
job.
2.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh boy. Okay, crew advancement. Do you wanna
Execute
do
a
it,
successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
Not
No.
this episode, no.
This episode.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
I mean,
Demons!
Demons,
I
So
will
many
s-
demons.
Skurlock.
Yeah, I'll say that those are some challenges above your station. I mean, you also had. I mean, let's not let that overshadow the stuff with my Lara Clev and the Red Sashes.
Oh yeah!
There you
Damn.
go.
Happened too, because that happened today, and
It did happen today.
yeah, y'all potentially have resolved that, but that's still kind of like it's not an immediate threat. Like you got rid of it, and you have like a clean way of
Yeah, well, all
offloading
it
the
says
map.
is contend with.
Yeah.
There's no stipulations
Um,
beyond that.
All right, what else?
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. We are loyal and flamboyant.
Yeah, I think
We
that's
didn't do
still the
anything,
same.
yeah.
I don't know if anything specifically.
Yeah.
There may be some chances to be loyal to Lord Skurlock coming up
Sure.
now that you have your official
Ooh.
patron. So
Ooh.
Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
it's the essential nature of the crew is
I think sitting around fucking Lord Skurlock's house drinking and
making demon deals.
yeah, making demon deals.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you that.
Also sneaking around each other and being secretive.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that is sort of the inner conflict of your crew is not wanting to tell each other anything.
Yep.
Well, then, in that case,
no one asks.
in that case, that's a crew level up,
They
baby.
can't know to ask things they don't know.
You
Oh,
don't know
God.
what you don't know, Fume.
In fact, like Grackle has been like, "Hey, like I know that we just heard like, a bit of your soul just got bared to us. Like we could just forget that if you want."
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all are trying to say actively obstinate about each other's backgrounds.
Yep.
I'm not.
I
I'm
love
being
it.
nosy as fuck. Anyway, we level up.
Okay. Well, that means
Huzzah.
each PC gets stash equal to the crew's tier plus 2, so everybody gets 3 stash.
3 stash.
I'm meager.
Hell yes.
I'm not a poor soul anymore. I'm at meager.
I'm so proud of you. your
Huzzah.
move. Oh, and I think that that's appropriate given
I'm also meager.
now working for Lord Scarlock and making more
Yeah,
money and
that's
stuff.
probably the money we got from Skurlock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, and that's how I'm going to flavor a lot of like for the jobs that you wouldn't maybe necessarily be getting a lot of money from or something, that will come into effect of knowing that you're getting maybe some passive income for expenses and stuff from Skurlock to
Hell yeah.
Are we
work.
are we all meager now, or
Only if you hit the
Yeah.
that if you filled out your stash.
ah
Yeah,
damn?
it depends on what's in your stash, bruh.
I'm one away.
Okay, so you're close. Yeah, I think the biggest mechanic. So now that you all filled those out, you can start rolling your wealth to accomplish things too. Like if you the amount of rows that you filled out is what you roll. Like let's say you're trying to throw money around to bribe someone or to purchase something. So that's another option for you to roll things. If you're trying to say like, I'm not very charismatic, I don't have a good sway, but I've got a lot of money, so I'm gonna throw some money at them and I'm gonna roll my my stash. Yeah,
Cool.
Nice.
So that is something to keep in mind. Was that it for the you all want to
Yep.
go and choose what advancement you want?
Let
We're
us
probably
see.
gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah, so we can
Yeah.
just talk about
Maybe
it. We can do
picking
it.
from like abilities and stuff.
All right. Well, let's go around. Let's go ahead and go around, do stars and wishes, and close things out. Van, you want to kick us off?
Sure. My star's gonna go to Fume / RJ. One for making a demon deal, but two for some Fume character development in that he asked us about it first, which I didn't expect him to do, and I'm very proud of him. He's learning how to play on a team. But yeah, the whole thing was great, and I loved it. So that's my star. My wish
Maui-ish.
is I want to do a ghost hunt. I want to do a job in which something is already haunted.
You want to be a boo
stop
man?
a haunting?
I want to hunt a ghost. I want to
You want to do a boo
I
man?
want to do a boo man.
Steal from a ghost?
Yeah, and steal from a ghost. No, I just want to do ghost hunt.
Yeah, that's up to y'all. Yeah, if that's your wish,
Ghost
you
hunt.
have the power to grant that. You don't want to do find a ghost to hunt down. I'm sure you can come up with a reason for having a ghost in a bottle, because I think you've got the.
I have bottles I can put ghosts in.
Yeah, and you have the lightning hook, which is for putting ghosts
In bottles, yes.
So, yeah,
I have the technology.
just collect some pose.
You're just gonna be Danny Phantom.
Yeah,
Put him in the thermos.
love it. Perfect, awesome. Thank you, Van. Sid.
I'm gonna cop out because I just can't choose tonight. I have a star for everybody because goddamn, all of this character development. Nom 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 nom. I love it. It's delicious. Yes, yes, yes. It was wonderful. It's a great game. My wish. I am. We would need Grackle's consent for this, obviously, but I'm really hoping we get a face-to-face run-in with the Baron.
We have. We absolutely have. Glass has met the Baron.
Yeah, glasses.
No, I mean Grackle and the Baron.
Oh,
that would be spicy.
oh, it would be spicy.
Yeah, I'm leaving. It's so because I've been leaving most of that up to y'all to just see to see where it gets to and when, and it's been really good for the slow burn of building up this like enigmatic bad guy in the background that we've been kind of teasing out instead of having him show up in the first act like a Bond villain or something. So
Again, I don't need it immediately. I'm just eagerly anticipating it.
I think that could happen. Oh, sorry, so yawny today. Awesome. Thank you, Sid. RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me. It's time for the stars and wishes. Wee. I'm gonna give my star to Salome for being the nosy bitch. Actually, splitting it between Salome and Glass. Just like I know I set myself up for it, but them just like in the bushes behind the door, like, I wonder what our little guy's up to. Thank you for being beholden to my stupidity. God, my wish. I want to do some soulstone hijinks. I wanna get a little bit Frankenstein was the creator. It's Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm looking forward to you broing out with Skurlock over your love of technology.
I also eventually want Grackle to find out that she might have botched the assassination a little bit.
The longer it goes on, the more awkward for her it becomes, or the longer it goes without her knowing. It's all like, well, now it really sucks to kill you because I know you.
I need to
Yeah.
talk to you about like the singular line she told Bertrand before pulling the trigger, so that I can, as Fume, repeat it back to her.
Well, I mean, that would still make sense because the assistant was there.
It's gonna happen.
Y'all figure it out. I have faith in you, and I have faith that it's gonna be suitably awkward and traumatizing.
Okay.
I think Wings, you're the last one up.
That is me. I really liked the demon stuff today. That's my star. Like the demon stuff was really cool and atmospheric. The mechanical stuff like going on the fritz and everything, and this Ryuk motherfucker. Like I didn't expect to get to demons this fast, and we did a lot of demons today.
We did.
It was really fun. And like I often like to play a character that is quiet. But when it comes down to it, like I tend to play a character that can't help but like be involved regardless. So what winds up happening is that like even if I'm not involved in a scene, usually somebody winds up talking about my character at some point, and that's just as good for me.
uh yeah, I liked Grackle being just like the background of every single one of these scenes, just like, should I be hearing this? I'm just gonna pretend like I'm not hearing this.
One thing I didn't get to say is that like she has little interest in expensive alcohol because expensive alcohol is just alcohol that you get less of.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair. I realized, did we never make a quotes form for this? We were gonna start doing that
we
again.
didn't.
Forgot about that. If somebody could throw that doc together for that and pin it in the chat, we can start doing those next week, because I forgot.
You made the last one, right, RJ?
Yeah, I can repurpose.
I nominate
appreciate
I
that.
know.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna call it there, mon frere. Thank you everyone out there for watching. We will be back next weekend to continue our game. Join us in the meantime, like I said, on Monday for the next episode of Red Jenny. Then throughout the week for all of our other live streams, which you can check out if you're watching us live on Twitch, below our faces, and just join our Discord because you can stay up to date on everything we're doing there. That's when we tend to announce if schedules are changing or anything like that. You can stay up to date with everything that's going on, and just join our community and chat and stuff, even if you just want to lurk and laugh at stupid jokes people make. Thank you for everyone out there watching. Thank you, my lovely players, for coming with me on this demonic journey here today. We will see everyone in 1 week, and until next time, good game and good night, internet.